Still you'll catch your time. They say us don't play, we speak what's true. OnPassive scheme ain't meant for you. Ash got plans to steal your soul. We won't lead you down that hole. We rock, you know we won't stay by. Won't steal your cash, your time ain't mine. Ain't mine. They say us rise, we shine so bright. Truth cut deep in darkest night. Ash and his gang wanna take what's yours. Pyramid built with hidden doors. Claims of wealth, but it's just a lie. We naysayers, we don't buy. Ash and his gang wanna take what's yours. Pyramid built with hidden doors. Claims of wealth, but it's just a lie. We naysayers, we don't buy. We won't be silent, gonna raise our voice. Speaking facts, ain't no choice. Break the chains of a dirty scheme. Naysayers live in the dream. Promises of gold, but all you get is smoke. Ash's empire, just a joke. Naysayers stand up, keep it real. We cut through lies like sharpened steel. We rock, you know we won't stay by. Won't steal your cash, your time ain't mine. Ain't mine. Naysayers rise, we shine so bright. Truth cut deep in darkest night.
Karma's a bitch.
Queen of Karma.
Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you all have a pep in your step. Do you all have a pep in your step? I have a pep in my step today. And apparently so does Susie, so that's good news, I guess. Salami has a pep in his step. Woohoo! That's one. Alves is in it to scamming as always. And Sherry is here, and Sherry just joined our Discord, and we're so happy. I'm so glad that you just joined, Sherry. I was like, we're missing people. We need to get all of the naysayers into the Discord. Right now, if you are a member, there is a post that is telling you how to get into the Discord. If Sherry can do it, so can you. And Violet is here, in it to spin it. If you got gifted a membership yesterday, that was from Violet. So make sure that you give her a little thank you, Say thank you, Violet, so much. And Serena is here. Woohoo! Kitty sitting. I would die. I'm allergic, but I hope you're having fun. I hope that you are having fun, though. I've been pepping the whole day. Ooh, nice. Nice. Laying down. Guess that's a pep. It can be. It can be. Can I put my Livehood products in the Discord? Your Livehood? Yeah. Yes, you can. You can. So I've been feeling like I'm in a fever dream for the last 24 hours or so, because we all know what happened with the S.E.C case and what that means, and we've been discussing about it a lot. But it seems like nobody else in OnPassive seems to know what that means, and they seem to be taking this as a win, which I expected it would be twisted as a win in some way. I just don't think I was fully expecting them to just continue as if nothing has happened. Mainly because if they continue as if nothing has happened, they're acting like by doing that, they're doing something to us, to the people that are speaking out about OnPassive. But that is not the case. That's not what will happen. It is not myself or the recovering Hunbot that will end up basically in jail or sued if this thing continues. It is actually going to be Ash Mufareh that ends up getting in trouble if he just continues this on and tries to sell products right now in a multi-level marketing company, especially, which, you know, people are promising each other commissions. And if you read the S.E.C complaint with me, you would have seen that it also says that any officers, any distributors, any people that are connected to Ash Mufareh also cannot be out here promoting things that apparently Ash is doing. So, you know, the S.E.C tried to stop him from allowing other people to promote on his behalf, is basically what happened. And I mean, they did all they could do. But again, this just highlights, as I've said on my community tab today, please do go check that out if you haven't, why multi-level marketing companies need to be put in the exact same category as pyramid schemes and Ponzi schemes. I have some people that have been getting mad at me in the comments that are like, Queen, why is this all that has happened to Mr. Ash? And how come he's not in jail for this? Well, if you had been joining us for the last 6 years in trying to make multi-level marketing illegal, then you would understand why I want to make it illegal. If it is illegal, then we can do more about it. And this is why regulatory agencies such as the Federal Trade Commission and the Security and Exchange Commission are so important. Because if they disappear, then the USA becomes Dubai, which means that there's no regulation on any businesses. Okay, the CEOs can fuck over all their employees and all their distributors all they want, and there is nothing anyone can do about it. People can make people pay thousands of dollars to invest in a company, and then the company never comes to fruition. 10 years later, people are still waiting and nothing bad happens to the person. And then there is nobody that you can report this to, except maybe the police for theft, which, again, then the cases that will matter will only be the cases where millions and millions of dollars are stolen from just one person. And you don't want that. You want to be protected. You watching this right now. You're the consumer. You are the public. We are trying to protect you from these schemes. We are trying to make it so that if you buy in for $99 and this thing fucks you over, you have somewhere to go to say, hey, this asshole took my money, told me I was going to make a whole bunch of money if I did A, B, and C, and I've been doing that and I'm not making money. And it will be treated just the same as if you worked as an employee in a business and your employer did not pay you, where you can go to a labor board and say, hey, my employer didn't pay me. Make him pay me. And they say, okay. This is why there has been an entire community called the anti-multi-level marketing community who is here trying to protect the consumers, because the S.E.C and the FTC, they can only do so much. All right? We do need a little bit of vigilante justice when it comes to multi-level marketing, when it comes to pyramid schemes, when it comes to Ponzi schemes, when it comes to call center scams, when it comes to romance scams, when it comes to all of these scams. Honestly, if we don't have vigilante justice, if we don't have people like myself, Julie Anderson, Always Marco, Jim Browning, Scammers Payback, Danny the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Adventure, if people like this don't exist in our society, you are actually the one that suffers. Not Ash Mufareh, not the DeVos family. You at home, the hardworking, middle-class people that want to just make a little side hustle money, but they keep getting ripped off, you know? So that's why people like me exist, and that's why we are here doing what we do, volunteering our time. Please do donate today to my PayPal. It's linked, because without your donations, we cannot continue in doing this. And I would like to do this full-time, 24/7, take out scams and cults. I pretty much have been for 6 years. So, you know, I think that it's something that we need to start making an actual career out here that people can do, because it's important. It's important to protect you. I'm not doing this for me, although I would also like that protection. And I love to talk about these topics. This is my special interest, cults. But at the same time, it is a collective. We want to change the laws. We want to make people wake up and realize that cults of all kinds should probably not exist. There's also a big community right now that is trying to stop Scientology from being from being a religion, from getting the tax exemption. And there is a petition that I keep sharing, so stay tuned for that. I'll probably share it out again over the weekend. And I think that these are all things that we should all be doing to help make our world a better place and to protect people from these things. The Steele's clap after he announced the settlement was just unreal. It was. They were so excited. I've been having problems with ONAT all day. Trash Raft Mufareh. My daughter started calling him Ash Pash the other day. Hello, Susie. Good to see you. I'm so angry they are acting like nothing's changed. And see, the thing is, we can't really be angry at them. Can you be angry at Mike Ellis and Susie and Chris and the top leaders because they should know better? Yeah, but a lot of the people that are in this thing, they're going to believe what Ash tells them. And if Ash says, hey, I can open up a company any second if I want to, and no one's stopping me, we can just continue on with this OnPassive thing, then they're going to continue. Right? I mean, what else do they have? The people in OnPassive don't seem very intelligent. Dr. Bill is the only one from the webinar yesterday who I would honestly guess has an IQ in the 3 digits just from hearing them talk yesterday. Well, it also helps he's a doctor. Let's be real. Thank you, Susie. I put my heart and soul in that one. Vigilante justice. It's making a comeback in places where the cops have stopped acting. I mean, I don't agree in violence. You know, there's some things that maybe vigilante justice should not be used for. But in this case, you know, disrupting Zoom meetings, shutting down call centers that call out with these scams, you know, reporting MLM companies for breaking the law, trying to change the laws with them. These are all things that we need to do. You know? It's important. Mark, hey, I'd love to join in, but we have visitors and we're all a bit drunk singing karaoke. I bet you still sound better than the OnPassive people, though. Did you see Mike Ellis, by the way, today? Yes, he said Ash had no restrictions, and we're going to be reacting to that in a moment. Thank you, Mark, for the $9.99. I appreciate you. Hello, Mr. Level. Good to see you. So I think first what we'll do, though, is we're going to react to Susie, because hers is the shortest. It's only like 6 minutes long or so. So let's do hers first. Susie, which this is posted on her channel, and she posted it in the third person. Susie has a pep in her step. Go Susie. Peppy. She's still in hell.
Hey everyone, it's Susie McCrae, and I got to tell you, I have a pep in my step.
Oh my.
And I hope you have a pep in your step too. So first off, I want to thank Julie Wen for this beautiful background. I used this yesterday in the corporate webinar. Ash commented to me that he really liked this background. And you know what it signifies? It signifies that we are red hot. All right. So thank you, Julie. Anyway, why is there a pep in my step? Well, today is Friday, August 15th. Yesterday, August 14th, we had a corporate webinar with our founder, Ash Mufareh. And boy, oh boy, I wonder if you saw any kind of changes in the structure. There were a lot of things I really liked about it. And I hope you did too. You know, things were a little bit more structured. There was more brevity in when people responded to things. We moved things right along. Maybe went a little bit longer than planned, but that's okay. It was very smooth. You know, there was a few glitches with Ash's freezing up a little bit, but who cares? That doesn't matter. We were there listening.
Well, here's the thing though, like it just kind of looks bad, right? It looks bad because he's supposed to be Ash, Sir Lord of the Internet, and then his internet connection is bad. You would think that Sir Lord of the Internet would have a premium internet connection, right? I think that's why it's kind of funny.
To our founder, Ash Mufareh, as he took full accountability and responsibility for things that have happened internally and externally.
Did we miss
full
it?
Responsibility. But
I mean, here's the thing. Ash said the words, "I take full responsibility." Okay, and maybe he got a little bit closer to doing that yesterday. I might admit, he got a little bit closer because he did admit that it was still up to him to do the hiring for this. So it was like a teeny bit, you know, he elaborated just a teeny bit. But you can say that and then not actually take responsibility. Because it's fine for him to be like, I take full responsibility for this, but then he turns around and says, but the problems that we had were actually because of these other people. So, did he take full responsibility? Or is he still kind of passing the blame off and then saying the words, but I take full responsibility for it? That's what you have to kind of decide. Hello, Takara. I'm leaning more towards the latter.
you know what? We are on our way. Now, normally, my favorite F word is fun, F-U-N. And yesterday it was final, finished. Those two words, the S.E.C. case.
Yes, but you seem to have taken final finished as meaning like the S.E.C. went, oh, we were so sorry to bother you, Mr. Ash Mufareh. You just continue on. And then that was it. You don't seem to understand that there was a settlement agreement reached in which Ash was given several restrictions. He was fined, told to pay back the money, and then basically had to admit that, yeah, he fucked up. And took a director's bar for 8 years. So, like, and you guys aren't even acknowledging this. And I understand it's because Ash never told you about it. But this is where you have to do your own due diligence. This is why critical thinking skills are so important. Because you can't just believe what he says to you. You also need to go and read it. Go read the final judgment. Read the documents and what it actually says. Because no, it's not just like they went away. They've even gone so far, a few O-founders, as to say that the S.E.C. is now supporting OnPassive. And you don't want to go down that route. I'm pretty sure the S.E.C. is going to get real fucking pissed off if you all start saying that the S.E.C. supports your scam. That is a really great way to get Ash Mufareh sued for the one. Because that's the thing, If he violates this, that means the S.E.C. goes, oh, he didn't learn his lesson. Let's go do that jury trial for the full 108 mil. Fuck his settlement. And what you don't understand is you guys promoting this thing can actually cause that for him. So he's stupid for what he did yesterday. He's digging himself a bigger hole. That's why we all have a pep in our step. Because we're like, holy crap, this guy didn't even make it 24 hours listening to it. He's already in violation. You should all be very, very worried right now. Because this can turn criminal. Don't think that it can't. If he doesn't listen to this, it can. And technically, it still can. If a bunch of USAO founders decided to get together and start a criminal investigation into Ash Mufareh, it might start one up. The issue with that is that it has to be victims. People that have proof that they paid into the scale. And, you know, you are pruning right now, Susie. You've been pruning a few people from the U.S. Some of them just might get the idea that it might be a great idea to take the evidence that they have of paying into this thing and take it to their local police station. I'm just saying, I wouldn't start celebrating yet.
Final and finished. And I'm going to make a comment about this. I was thinking about things today. You remember during COVID and everything, it came out, there was all of this media, all of the stuff on social media, people questioning things, and all of a sudden everyone was an expert. People were scientists coming out of the woodwork.
Oh, yeah?
People were doctors all of a sudden. They worked for the CDC, which they didn't. Everyone had their take on things, their input. Everyone became an expert. Well, I look at the S.E.C. ruling.
Sweetie, the CDC had nothing to do with your case. What are you talking about? You don't... Okay. Oh, Susie. See, this is why... What is going on with the educational system in the USA? You don't learn how these systems work and what they are. You don't learn about this stuff in school. You guys not have like a political class that teaches you about the government and how everything works? What's going on? You don't do civics anymore? You don't teach media literacy, critical thinking skills? Sometimes I'm like, what is going on over there with our neighbors in the South? This is where those skills come in handy.
Same thing. Everybody's a lawyer now, putting in their 2 cents, interpreting things the way they want to.
No, sweetie, but we actually did have a lawyer on the Recovering Hunbots channel. We actually did have a lawyer that goes against these MLMs, read through the initial case and discuss what could happen with it. So if you haven't checked that out, maybe you should. Because he literally warns you in that live stream with myself and the Recovering Hunbot on it that if this enters a judgment and then he's in violation, bad things can happen. So if you need a lawyer to explain it to you, that's been provided to you. You just have to go watch it. And you've been told not to go watch it. And since this isn't just a business or a movement and it's a cult, they're doing information control. And you go, okay, I'm not going to watch it then. I'm only going to listen to Ash Mufareh and what he says. You know? It's like, come on, Susie. Come on. I know. I don't know what's going on with her glasses. Something's going on with Susie and her glasses. She just looks very cross-eyed or bug-eyed or I don't know what's going on, Susie. Get your glasses fixed.
Well, you want to know what? The ones who know the truth and the finality of this are Ash Mufareh, the S.E.C., and Ash's lawyers. Okay? And Ash will be out again for more clarification on this. So people are out there putting their twist and all, don't waste your time. Ash can be in business and run a business. Okay. So all of you would-be lawyers, go back to law school and pass the bar before you start throwing stuff out there. I just find that so humorous.
Susie, my education is in sociology and social work. And I consider this to be advocacy. I don't have to be a lawyer to understand the documents. All right? I don't. Most of us can understand, can't we? Most people can read those documents and understand them, right? I'm not just like insane. You don't have to be a lawyer to understand what those documents lay out and what it means for Ash. You really don't, though. And I would not be continuing on with OnPassive if I were him. I wouldn't.
Yes, everybody's an expert. So the other thing I wanted to talk about.
I am an expert. Thank you. I am an expert when it comes to group dynamics, cults, multi-level marketing schemes. I consider myself an expert in these things. So yeah, call me an expert, Susie. Listen, if some of you are allowed to call each other doctors, then I can be an expert, a cult expert.
Was getting out there and talking about things. I mean, how wonderful. I watched Julie, your live, Julie, Wen, was great, talking about yesterday, just feeling the excitement, Julie, that you had about, trying to find the right rotator software
Probably
so that
80.
this could be live streamed on multiple YouTube channels. And lo and behold, Ash and his fabulous tech team within 3 or 4 hours created one, right?
Yeah, his fabulous tech team, which we're going to hear more about from Chris Johnson after this.
Then and there. And that's what we used yesterday. I mean, how tremendous is that? So you know what? Yesterday was about talking about some things that weren't, really great, but
Okay.
the other thing was talking about where we are now and how we're moving ahead. And I thought it was just fantastic. So we're asking people, get out there, talk about it, show your face, get out on social media, videos, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. And if you're shy, that's okay. Reach out to someone. They will welcome you in. I'll welcome people in if you want to talk on a video or a live. I'm sure other people would have you there too.
Oh, man.
Ash really wants to hear what you're thinking and how you're feeling. And I got to tell you this. I feel fantastic. I am so happy for Ash. And I'm so happy to see the joy and love in his eyes as he came to us and he told us and gave us an update on everything. He seems so relaxed and full of love and life. And I got to say, I think things went so great on that webinar. I mean, it was just wonderful. But there's also one other thing that I was thinking about and talking about today. It's a phenomenon in human nature. There are people who love winners and love to follow winners and love winning teams. But there's also a percentage of people who hate winners. And you know what? That's okay. Ash Mufareh, you are a winner. I knew that the first time I met you. You are a winner. But you want to know the best thing, Ash? You're making me a winner, and you're making all of us winners. And some people don't like that. But that's okay, because there are a lot of people out there that love winners. And
yeah, it's just that we don't like it when people are successful, Susie. That's definitely what it is. These schemes, you actually have a better chance at winning the lottery or winning in a casino than you do of being successful in an MLM company. So this whole community, all we are is we're just a bunch of losers who all failed at MLMs, and we just don't want anyone in the world to be happy. You know, we're like, cults should just take over. Everybody should just give up all of their free will, get a leader who tells them what to do, you know, when to go to the bathroom, when to do anything. And why do any of us have free will? It should just be like 1984. I mean, what are we doing? That's all it is. It's just a bunch of people that are like, damn it.
Love cheering us on. And I love cheering you on, Ash, because you are a winner. Anyway, that's all I have to share today. I recommend you go listen to other people's videos and lives. Think about what you want to say. Get out there. We are moving forward. Things are good. There's a pep in my step for sure. We are red hot. Okay? So everyone, have a great day. Love you all, and I'll be in touch soon. Mwah.
Oh, Susie. Susie. There might be no hope for Susie. No hope for Susie at all. Hold on, Chris. Lord. No hope for Susie at all. She might be in this thing forever. Congratulations. Thank you. It's nice for someone to congratulate us. Isn't it great that Ash has to pay $4 million in the next 10 days? And then another $4 million plus another $27 million within 90 days. Right? And he can't run an MLM company that offers commissions. So he can run a cult. He can run a cult and he can give away things for free, which is what he's planning on doing now. It's just the members seem to have not gotten the memo. I'm a little worried that they're going to further isolate right now, but I mean, what can I do? I've been warning you. Like, I don't know what to do. Calm down, Susie. Ash is never going to. Never. She must have got some man action. She is. She's just lost. Thank you, Rue, for gifting 10 memberships. If you get a membership today, Friday, August 15th, then it came from Rue. Make sure you say thank you, Rue. And actually, right now, there should be a post up for you to join the Discord. Doesn't seem all that wonderful, to be honest. Seems like he lost and got called out for running the Ponzi scheme, right? I mean, that's what I saw. Will he pay Marty? Probably not. So Chris also went live today. There was an interesting part. Now, I think he might have gone live and had tech issues again, but I missed it and it was disappearing. And I was like, oh no. But this is happening for him because he is traveling around in his RV again. So there's that. And he's having some Wi-Fi issues. So still funny though.
Oh, what a morning it is. It's like 3:30, 3:45 in the morning here. I thought I would do a live before I get on the road because it doesn't work so good on the road. Obviously, it's not working so good here. But I'm trying. Let me see if someone gets on here and I can see if I'm actually working. I'm awaiting. I messed everyone up this morning. I'm so sorry. It happens. When you're traveling, this kind of stuff happens. I can see some hearts coming up. Okay, I see one. There we go. You can hear me. Now listen, if I freeze or it doesn't work so good, let me know. Okay? How y'all doing this morning? It is very early in the morning for me. I took a very long sleepy after the webinar. I just woke up a couple hours.
He's traveling. I think he said that's where he was. I don't know.
Ago. I do have a 12. There we go. We're working good now, it looks like. I do have a 12-hour drive to get back to Michigan. I have to go back because I promised my daughter I would watch her dog. And that's okay. I'm pretty tired, but like I said, I've got a very long drive ahead of me.
So
I just want to talk a little bit about the corporate webinar we had yesterday and how excited I am to know, what's coming our way. Julie Wen did a really good live this morning, or earlier today, I should say, talking about what had happened behind the scenes. And she's not lying. That's exactly what happened. We were waiting to see what kind of rotator. Julie was checking all these rotators out. They were costly. They were confusing. And lo and behold, this guy comes up at like 4:30 in the morning and says, we got our own rotator now. And I was kind of really blown away by that. He brought a couple of us on a private video to show us. And I didn't even know what I was looking at first. And I said, did you just create this? And that's exactly what they did. In less than 4 hours, his team, his amazing team, which nobody knows who they are, and that's okay with me because I know they're working. They're smart, man. They're fast. I
have literally at this point listened to Ash Mufareh and Chris explain the O-Rotator to me at least like 6 times now. Right? Because I watched it with you guys. I uploaded a video earlier today of just Ash from yesterday. And I also had to watch it when I was editing the video. So that's 3 times that I've listened to Ash. I also watched the Recovering Hunbots premiere of it the other day for a while. And I just happened to catch again the part about the rotator. And then I also have already seen this bit that Chris has done. And now I'm watching it with you guys again. I still have no clue what the fuck this thing is supposed to be. I'm still like, the O-Rotator, and it does what? Like, what is it? What exactly is it for? What does it do? I still don't understand. I don't think it's me, though. Also, stop wearing hats inside. It doesn't bother me as much wearing a hat inside, But I'm kind of like, is it not summer where you are, Chris? Because you're in like a full sweater and a hat, and that's too much. Chris is putting a brave face on having lost the love of his life, Marty. Well, wasn't that girl from Colombia? Chris has the advantage that he is rich and can travel the world in his RV. And Susie has the problem that she gets kind of distracted as soon as she sees a picture of Ash or thinks of this hunk of a man. Yep, pretty much. But they had a rotator after the World Cup, and 100 million customers were going to sign up. Then a rotator would deal them out to the founders. Yep. See, like, I'm kind of like, it's just that targeted traffic thing then, right? But I still don't understand it. I still don't understand how it's all supposed to work. Wasn't the sign-up website supposed to be a rotator like, 6 years ago? Yep. Yes. So OnPassive started off as basically Ash's GDI Fusion rebranded. So when Ash did the GDI Fusion thing, that's what he was offering to everyone, was a system that would get them leads, generate leads, and targeted traffic to their MLM business, right? In that case, it was GDI at the time, Global Domains International. And then they would all get rich because they would have this system just bringing them constant people. Now, it never came into effect. I know that some of these O-founders have said, like, oh, Ash created a system. No, he just did what he's been doing here. Where he was all like, I created a system. All of you should sign up. And then everyone signed up. And then they were like, okay, where's the system? And then the system never came. And then it became AshMax, and he was doing it again. And then it became OnPassive or GoFounders, and he was doing it again. It's just the same scam recycled. And it always has been. Then once the people started actually joining in OnPassive and sending him their $97 US, Ash went, oh, I'm actually doing it this time, at least with people following me and paying me. So I'm going to come up with some other things that I could try to make money off of. And then that's how we got the suite of 50 products that were already done in 2020. Right? So technically this rotator or this targeted traffic thing or this system, like whatever they call it, right? Technically this thing has been in effect since all the way back in his GDI fusion days. Right? So it's like maybe you should have had it done 7 years ago.
Thank you for the super sticker. Let me say this. Ivana and Brian Croach have made some phenomenal videos for me. I don't ask them, they just do it. And I am very, very appreciative for that. I love them. They're fun videos. And that's what this company is all about, fun. After Ash was speaking, especially about the rotator new product, and he said basically we're going to give it all. Hi, Joe. What's happening in Papua New Guinea? Well, we're going to give it away for free. And I thought, well, how cool is that? All these companies charge all this money to do this stuff. And his work.
And you didn't like clue in? You didn't clue in, eh, Chris? You weren't like, why would he now give away products for free now? You know, if everything's okay with the S.E.C. and he's allowed to just continue business, why wouldn't he sell them? He's giving them away for free because he legally cannot sell them right now. Especially if they're attached to OnPassive. You just didn't clue in. You were like, sounds good. Yeah, let's give it for free.
Worked instantly. Literally.
Ash can't sell memberships. He can't recruit. So if you guys are thinking, oh, Ash is going to give these products away for free, but people will pay for memberships to join us. No. Can't do that.
Literally, instantly. It was like, wow. All the work Julie went through and the stress of trying to figure this out. And he had it already in the bag. I'm looking cute, eh? Gee, I don't know if I look so cute at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I'm very, very excited. It gave me a new way to think about, we've said, make money while you're sleeping, earn income while you're sleeping. And that made me think as I was sleeping when he did all this stuff.
Earn money while you're sleeping is an illegal income claim, Chris. You guys didn't even make it 24 hours after the S.E.C. final judgment before you were already making illegal income claims. Maybe we'll let you guys celebrate for like a week. We'll just collect all the evidence and then we'll send it in. I don't know.
But knowing that he came on and talked about a lot of things, I just messaged him because they were all worried about me. Chris, you're not answering your phone. Because I fell asleep, I knew I had a long drive ahead of me. So, but kind of like saying that, we don't have a long drive ahead of us anymore. I think you're going to see things popping real quick. I don't have an answer for when it's going to happen. But all I know after yesterday is I was pretty fired up and excited about what his team had done. A big thanks from my heart to Mr. Mufareh and his team. We love you for what you did. I thought it was a very professional webinar. Something happened where Ash froze in like the first 5 or 6 minutes.
They're bringing up
and that
more
just
than
tells you that's not going to happen with us. Now, I can't say that for sure because the internet's goofy like me. It just took me like 5 tries to get on here. But this is what we're talking about.
Yeah,
something brand new, something unique. And I tell people, that should got you really fired up. It should have really totally got you fired up. Hey, Collins, how you doing? No, I slept. I'm ready to drive here in a couple hours. So, but I have a lot of time to think when I'm driving around. And my mind goes crazy, and I got to pay attention to the road. I am extremely excited. I'm extremely.
Well, that's good to know. I always pictured Chris as one of those people that don't have thoughts going on in their mind. I was this many years old when I found out that there are people whose minds just don't think. Like, apparently the people with normal brains that are not autistic like me do not have thoughts in their head constantly. Like, there are times when there are just no thoughts. And that's crazy to me. My brain never turns off. It's doing 10 things all at once, all the time. I have to take medication to turn it off to go to bed. And smoke a bunch of weed. So I wonder what that's like. But I've always pictured Chris to be one of those people that just have no thoughts going around, you know? He just doesn't think. But he claims he thinks a lot.
Fired up. A lot of
Thinking
people
about the wrong things, Chris.
Can't sleep, but I can sleep. And let me tell you why I can sleep. Because I already know what's coming our way. All right. The feeling that I have in my system and my heart and in my body is an amazing feeling. And I'm hoping you're all feeling that way. You know, he talked about he takes full responsibility in some of the decisions he's made. Hey, Red, what's up and what's happening? He takes full responsibility of things that's happened. He had to make some very hard decisions about letting certain people go. And that takes a lot to admit that. And I'll be honest, I'm sure it wasn't easy for him. There was people that came at him with different ways. People are still coming at him. And it's okay, because that's part of life. When you're building something this big, people are going to have their doubts. And he even said, I want to apologize. I know you're frustrated.
Really, really hate to break it to you, Chris, but it doesn't matter how big or small this MLM is. The community would have still spoken out against it. Let me tell you right now, you could be an MLM company and have 3 people in it. And if I come across you, I'm going to blast you as a scam. I don't care. I don't care, because your goal is to get more people. Always is. Doesn't matter how big or small it is. Doesn't matter how big or small your dream is within it. I don't care. I'm here to take down all the systems.
Frustrated, maybe even confused. But I think I myself have never been confused. Sometimes I get confused, but it's not about this. It's about what's happening. He's breaking it down step by step. I can see. Hi, Vavina. There you are. I'm glad you could all see this now. Step by step, he's doing this. He's mentioned the word strategically. You heard some of the speakers on the webinar talk about strategic.
You also stated that he took responsibility. But the one thing that I've never heard Ash Mufareh say throughout all of this is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this happened. I'm sorry that I've strung you along for the last 7 years when I didn't have anything and I lied to you. You didn't take responsibility. You said, I take accountability for this.
We're trying to make this exciting for everyone without giving too much details. He did touch on the S.E.C, how it's closed. And I'm going to tell you this. I've watched other people try to explain what was going on with the S.E.C, and they're wrong. They're totally wrong. How they're reading it to you is totally wrong.
How I'm reading it is wrong. I've read it a couple times. Second time, I literally just read the words on the page and tried not to talk too much about what it meant, because I knew that you were going to try to pull something like this. That was yesterday. I don't know how I could have read it wrong yesterday. I admit the first time that I read through it, I was stumbling a little bit. because it just kind of came out. I didn't have enough time to sit with it like I usually do before I go live. Intake it, be like, all right, now we got to read this and explain. You know what I'm saying? So I bumbled through it a little bit, but that's why I wanted to read the final judgment yesterday, because I thought it would be funny after, we watched that. But then also it was because I wanted it out there in just the words. Just what it said. Just what it was. I only tried to explain the parts that I knew for sure. It doesn't take much explaining, like I said. It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to read through these litigations. And may I remind you that I've been reading through these litigations for 6 years. You know how many companies have been sued since 2019? Since I've had my channel? You know how many of those documents I've read live? Whole bunch of them. You could go through my whole anti-MLM playlist. All right, there's over 1,000 videos. And I guarantee a good quarter of them are me reading those documents and having to figure out what it means. Have you read those documents for 6 years? Do you know how to read them, since apparently it takes a rocket scientist? Like, reading them wrong. So, like, when we see on the document that Ash is fined $4 million for running a fraudulent pyramid scheme and for unregistered securities, and OnPassive was fined $4 million for that, you're claiming that when we read that, that's wrong. And the people that are watching you right now are going to go, oh, yes, they're reading the documents wrong. This is why critical thinking and media literacy is so important and should be taught to everyone. I'm at the point where I don't even think, you know what, you need a license to drive. Maybe people need to start taking a critical thinking test and a media literacy test before they log on to the damn internet. Because, Lord, something's wrong out here. People can just say anything, and people will be like, I believe it. Like, we still have a whole cult that believes that the earth is flat. Okay? That's a thing still. We have cults that believe that they are witches and that they are casting spells on people. Love spells on people. Which means that they're doing things to people without their consent. And people are like, that's cool, man. Yeah, love your witch TikTok. Oh, yeah. Like, what is going on?
Listen to what Ash Mufareh says about it.
It's not
He
safe.
said the 2 F's. Go back and watch that. A lot of people, I think in the first hour or so, we had 150,000 people watching, and we had 8 YouTube channels going on at that time. And that's a lot of people. He talked about the millions of people that filled out the survey, which gave him.
I bet you the S.E.C. was watching.
There's people still here. There's people still.
Yeah, you talked about your rigged survey. Then you admitted that you were aware, or Ash admitted that he was aware that people did it more than one time. So your numbers are skewed. Because Ash said, oh, we had people doing this survey 10 times a day. So did you rig those numbers? Did Ash ask people to open multiple accounts? Right? Because you all sign up in multiple accounts. Because that's not fraud or anything. And then fill the survey out in each account, right? Instead of just telling people only fill out the survey one time so that we can have real numbers, you guys fluff them up. And you see, if I was an idiot like you, Chris, I would go, oh my God, they have thousands of people in this thing. Millions. Wow, so many people are supporting it. Except, remember how we were talking about education before, Chris? Remember I told you that my education was in social work and sociology? That means that I literally had to take an entire class in college that taught me how to read statistics, how to do these types of tests, and how to actually collect the data from them. It taught me all about confirmation bias, how to properly collect this data, how to properly ask the questions, all that fun stuff. And based on my education and my knowledge of all these things, and how Ash did his survey the other day, and by the way, you don't need my education and knowledge to put this together, just he seems to really be all about that today. It tells me that Ash's survey is bunk. All right? You can't go by this survey for anything. We can't even use it to figure out how many people are in this thing. Just like we used to say, myself and Alonda both used to say, we can't even tell how many members are in this cult because of all the multiple accounts. And how, like, people were being told to go get their neighbor's ID to do the KYC. Oh, yeah, they were being told how to fraud the KYC to get in. Remember that? So it's like, we have never even known how many are here. Yeah, they claimed that there were 1.4 million founders positions. But then the S.E.C. was like, there's only about 800,000 positions at that time. So, you know, might not have been 1.4 million, but this is what I mean. This is what I'm saying. And again, that would be accounts in the back office sort of thing. Most likely. Unless they did somehow figure out all the multiple accounts. But, like, I don't know how we would be able to unless we got access to that. I don't know. Maybe they did. But the survey isn't going to tell us anything about anything. We can't base anything on this survey. You know? They're acting like toddlers, sticking their fingers in their ears. La, 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 can't hear you. Right? Exactly. That's exactly what it's like.
Oh, here. And the survey, we just didn't understand. A lot of people didn't understand. It was an amazing thing to do. I still say it was 3 easy questions, and it was trying to give him an idea, and he got all the data on it of what was out there, maybe his customer base. I'm not sure, but it worked. It worked. He said literally 90% to 100% filled this out. People had come back.
I heard through the grapevine that Michael Abe isn't in this anymore. But I also wonder if he was still in it, because I don't know for sure. But I also wonder if he filled out 2,000 surveys, just like everyone else. Yeah, the KYC, the Know Your Customer, which it's fraudulent to tell people how to get around the KYC. That in itself is fraud, as you know, Susie. I know you know that because I know that Danny's come across that kind of thing as well, with companies doing that and telling people like how to fraud the KYC and with all kind, like they do this. It's like, no, that's literal fraud. You are now committing fraud. Like, that's a crime, sir.
Back and filled it out again because you could on that survey. Most surveys you hit, okay, send, and it's gone.
Oh my
you
God,
had the opportunity to go back and change your answer if you wanted to. I've never seen that. I love you too, Mohammed.
Yeah, because usually, like the survey, then that's it. It was a little weird that you could go and change your answers. It's a little bit weird. Makes you wonder, you know. Again, this is a rigged survey. Okay, it's a rigged survey.
The new beauty Bangladesh is in the house, and I'm doing this because if I'm on the road, I can't really see if my YouTube's working or if you can hear me. I just tried like 4 times. So I do apologize, but everything he said in this public webinar was very, very exciting for me. It was promising. I'm sure Red is going to do a live. Julie did a live. Susie's probably going to do a live. Norelli, Sherry, Dersaway, all the people that do lives. Collins, the O-Tech pros, Vincent, Oliver, and Bob, Marcy Ann, all the people that you were seeing on that screen. And there's a lot more people out there. We know, Ash Mufareh knows the millions of people that are still following him, that believe in him. Now, I did see something about you should come over here. You know, I don't really talk about this too much, but I want to touch on it. Okay. I was thrown under the bus. Nobody was thrown under the bus. I'm going to tell you that right now. People in their own actions put them where they're at today. And I'm going to tell you something. They're trying to draw you away from this company again. And I have not talked about this. And I will touch on it because I believe I should have to. There is nothing else out there. If you're going to get suckered in just because someone's upset and you want to go join what they're doing. But I'm going to tell you, every decision Ash has had to make.
It's because Marty's out here promoting Lev. Is it Lev? Lev.ai. Lev AI. Is that how you say it? Lev. We're going to call it Lev. You know, the names that they come up with are always great. Monat. Lev. Then you got Smart Labs. There's nothing smart about that one at all, by the way.
It's been a tough one. All right. I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm just telling you the truth. Stay away from other things.
This is the thing, right, Albs? That's exactly it. We're going to leave this survey open until everyone fills in the right answers. The reason why most surveys like this that are actually trying to collect real data, by the way, don't let you go back and change it is because of a situation like where you do the survey, you put in your answers, right? Let's say that I'm in OnPassive, I fill in this survey, I think I filled it in great. Then I go talk to Susie and Chris. And they go, oh, well, you said that you'd be here forever, no matter how long it takes, right? And I go, oh, no, I actually said only 90 days. And then they go, oh, well, you know, we filled it out this way. And then you get peer pressure to fill in the survey a certain way, right? And people will do what the group wants more often than not instead of just what they want, as we have seen over and over and over again in this type of group dynamic. That's why. That's why they don't let you change your answers, so that your answers cannot be fucked with, so that other people don't influence you into answering a certain way. And again, if you're doing real surveys like this to collect actual data and figure out things with your company, the survey isn't written how that one was written. And you wouldn't be able to go change your answers because they would think of these things. And they would want to put things in place to stop that from happening so that they knew that the answers they got were good to use, right? And actually showed them what was going on in the company. It's Lord. Anyone notice how Ash cut Norella off? She got about 5 seconds. Yeah. I feel like he almost kind of cut off Gene, too, in a way. The thing is, the company is gone, but they wait for another, right? The company is gone, the cult remains. Ash has to fade to the back as a customer. I wonder what that would look like. That'd be kind of funny to see. Can I file on that even though I'm not non-passive? No, you had to be logged into the back office. See, that was one of the only smart things that they did do. I will give them that. They did at least think of the fact that if they put out this survey publicly, there would be thousands of us that would be filling it out honestly. They'd be like, no, I'm not with you. I will not wait, which that wasn't an answer, by the way. Again, rigged survey. There was no answer to say, like, I'm not going to be waiting even 90 days. Like, this thing better launch tomorrow or else fuck you. Like, that wasn't an option. You had to say 90, 180, or basically forever. I'm here for as long as it takes. You know? Imagine having to fill out the same survey over and over until the numbers look good, right? This is so stupid, this survey thing.
All right, just stay away from them. They're not real. They're fake. They're promising you something. Ash Mufareh has never really done that.
What? I'm sorry, what? Mufareh has never promised you something and then strung you along for 7 years? Oh yeah, no, that's never happened. And no, Ash has never promised them data centers that never came, water filtration systems they never got, an entire system that would give them targeted traffic that you're all still waiting for. Because we don't see any O-Rotator in the back office right now, Chris. What are you talking about? Chris, this is now silly. This is at the point where I'm like, I gotta start saying that you are a lot like Ash Mufareh. And it's too bad. It's too bad. Because, you know, I know your brother. He's nothing like you. So I'm kind of like, what happened to Chris? But it's like, I don't know what else to really think about you right now. Because at this point, Chris, you don't have a fucking excuse. All right, that S.E.C. final judgment is up there, and you're literally sitting here going, oh, well, they're reading it wrong. But you have a higher reading level than you do. So I'm just like, what am I supposed to say now, Chris? That you are a manipulator. That you know damn well what is going on in this thing. And quite frankly, maybe you should be at the S.E.C. court case standing next to Ash Mufareh.
He said, listen, just trust in me. Let me do what I have to do. Okay, but other people are trying to pull you out of this company.
No proof.
Save your money, folks. I'm here to
Sorry, he claimed that he watched us cover it. I think it's I don't know if the recovering Humbot read through it, but I definitely did. And he said, I watched some people read through it and they read it wrong. So then, Chris, why don't you bring it up on your screen? You know, you're going home. So in a couple days, all right, sit down. All right. Sit down. Come on. StreamYard. In a stream. Right? And then you share your screen. And you go to the court lister like this. And then you can come down here and, you know, just main document. And I noticed the Council of Local Rule. I'm not sure what that means. Sit down, read through this. And tell us what it means, Chris. I mean, what does all of this mean that we're reading wrong? You know, which parts are we reading wrong? Let us know. I swear to God, they just see this dismissed with prejudice for Asmahan, and they go, we won! Read it for us. Show us how to read it then, Chris, and how to interpret it. You know, since you've been reading through these documents for 6 years now, and you should have a good understanding of them and what they mean, read through it for us. Tell me what I fucked up on. You could even do a reaction to me reading it. And tell me where I was wrong. It's at the end of yesterday's live stream. And show me. But don't just sit here and go, she's reading it wrong. What they're saying about it isn't true. Like, it's literally in a court document signed by a judge, Chris. So, I know you don't want it to be true, but guess what? I guess Ash will have to leave OnPassive publicly at least, and it won't last long. They still have a community, unfortunately, though. Yeah, that's the problem. Please remind him to double-click to open the PDF. Yes, open the PDF for it. Don't just do what I just did. You know he won't. Well, if you're going to say that somebody misread something and that you have a better interpretation of it, then either read it or else shut the fuck up. All right? Like, I'm done with people just being like, Queen lies. Queen made this up. Queen did this. Never evidence. Never. Even my haters. No evidence to be seen. I've been waiting 6 years for the evidence of my doxing and my threats and my blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Never evidence. But everyone just goes, oh my God, well, I'm going to believe you because you said it. So it must be true because it's on the internet. This is a court document, Chris. You can't really read it wrong. But again, if I'm misinterpreting, show me. Show me where. Or I'll shut up. All right? Proof or it didn't happen. I want receipts here. We go by proof. If I call something a cult, I'll literally put an entire slideshow presentation outlining every single part of the bite model that they're doing, showing you all of the different ways that they're manipulating people. I'll show you the groupthink. I'll show you the problematic beliefs. I'll show you them acting like sheep. I don't just come out here, sit on camera and go, hey, that OnPassive thing's a cult, yo. Shut it down, man. None of us do. We literally show up with statistics, data that's been collected over 50 years of people doing multi-level marketing companies and them failing. But somehow people are still like, I don't think that you're showing us enough evidence that we should make these illegal. It's like, fuck. What do you need? Like, go do one yourself then and figure it out. And if you don't become a millionaire within a month, then come back here and tell me that I was right. Otherwise, shut up about it. But don't just be like, these people are wrong. They're reading this wrong. Where? Show me. Which parts? What are you talking about? Read it right for us. It's like if you think that I'm doing a shitty job of covering cults, cover cults. Do a better job then.
Tell you, save your money. There are some groups that I've been kicked out of because of all what happened, and that's okay. You know, if you're going to talk negative about this company, I don't want to be in those groups anyway. If you're going to try to talk about pulling them away for another great...
Well, with a friend like you, who the fuck needs an enemy, right, Chris? You'll spy on your friends, and then you'll run back to your leader. Rat your best friend out of over 20 years. I wouldn't trust this guy as far as you could throw him, which is not very far, I'm sure.
Opportunity. I've heard this person say the same exact things to Ash Mufareh. Now they're saying to a different person. I just think that's horrible. I believe in Ash Mufareh. I believed in the concept of Ash Mufareh. I believe in the teams that are building this up for us.
And they're really taking it out on us. I'm like, I'm not the S.E.C, sweetheart. You want to be mad at somebody, you should be mad at Ash Mufareh. He's the one that promised you this. Because I get comments too sometimes that are like, well, what are you going to do to help me now that I've been in this thing for 7 years and this guy owes me all this money? And I'm like, I've been literally out here for 3 years telling you not to join it and to leave. Now there's an S.E.C case. You can reach out to the S.E.C. Call your cops. I'm doing my best. All right? But I'm not the lawyer in this case. I'm not the S.E.C. I wish I was. All of these things would have the book thrown at them if I was. Okay? If I was, then I would not have settled. And I would not have let a bunch of crypto Ponzi schemes get off either. Just because Donald Trump is president. I'm just saying.
Oh, and it's going to happen. When? I don't know. It isn't going to be years. I think it's my personal self. It might be weeks or months, but I don't know that for sure. But I know this. Don't let anyone pull you away from this company because maybe you were not happy with the decision that he had to make. and it was a very, very important decision. It was even very hurtful toward him and to a lot of us. But please, whatever you do, stay right here. That's the honest to God truth.
Please.
Someone's going to try to pull you away. Don't listen to them. Ignore them. Don't watch them. I do say like and subscribe to my channel. I got a bunch of subscribers yesterday, with like all of us did, because it's free and we're trying to update you. I want to thank you personally for that. My YouTube is just a tool that I can get out and talk to people all over the world. It's not a business for me. All the money that I do get, super stickers or the little bit of earnings you get off YouTube, I do donate 99.9% to Seeds Academy. So don't ever forget that. But it was
Okay, can you please provide us evidence of Seeds Academy being a nonprofit, as well as the evidence of all of the funds that you have collected since you have been promoting OnPassive on your YouTube channel going to Seeds Academy? Because according to my research, Seeds Academy is a scam that you and Ash Mufareh started with some guy that lives out there. And it's a really seedy one, because there's a bunch of kids involved in it somehow. I can't find any actual real documentation that it exists. Just like your girl from Colombia, Chris. What happened to your girlfriend? Where's she at? Thought she was supposed to be, hanging out with you right now. What happened to that? Have you ever thought that maybe you're just really naive and you get scammed by everybody? Because I'm pretty sure that you've had 3 scams going on you at the exact same time within this last month, Chris. And all of them had to do with OnPassive. You had a romance scam. Whatever this Seeds Academy thing is, which, you can't find proof of it other than through you. For all I know, you've got somebody out there that's just taking stock images, and you're pocketing all the money. And then you're also asking Ash for donations, because we have messages with that too. And he's sending over money. How do we know that you didn't try to get Marty out of this thing? Because you're actually scamming. Maybe Marty found out. Maybe Marty warned you about this girl in Colombia and said, and also this Seeds Academy thing might be a scam. And you got real super scared that someone was about to end your scams. Just maybe Ash Mufareh should look more into you in Seeds Academy. Maybe everyone should.
It was very, very exciting to watch that. He had said, there's people on here that you normally see aren't on here. He touched on everything. But know this, the S.E.C., and I don't really want to talk about that, is not what other people are saying. Stay away from that. Only listen to what Ash is saying. I think if it was...
Please only listen to Ash. Please only listen to Ash. Don't listen to the governing agencies that are in charge of ensuring that you don't get ripped off. Listen to Ash, the man that's ripping you off. He has all the answers. Tell me this isn't a cult again.
That bad, Ash Mufareh wouldn't have done a webinar. But he's letting you know the 2 F's. Finalized. Completed. It's public knowledge. We all know this. So we don't...
There's 2 F's for you, Chris. Finally fucked. Yes, you are.
Really want to talk about it. You go read it yourself. But Ash Mufareh, I'm going to say this, Ash Mufareh is on fire. He's very, very excited. He knows exactly what he's doing, not only for the company, but for all of us. I think we're going to see a little bit more what's going on in the next few weeks. O-News 10, I'm sure will be popping out. And there's going to be a lot of mosquito. O Newses are going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming to keep you updated. I mean, he was fired up. He was excited, and I loved it. All the people that were on there spoke perfectly and just showed their excitement. And then what does he say? and Julie refreshed on it, please get out and talk on your social media, whether it's a live, your Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. Talk about this company. Tell us what you think about that. Yeah, I'm sure I really haven't anyone say anything negative to me, but I'm sure they will, but that's okay. All right. This is something that was built from complete scratch again, because the first time we had people that weren't doing the right thing. Ash knew it. He took control of it. He just took it to a whole nother level. You're going to see that level, and you're all part of that level. But again, we are going to be patiently waiting.
Yeah, no, definitely not the stock market. That would be registering securities. See, this is where Ash actually fucked up. He didn't actually see the thing that you have to understand is what Ash did with OnPassive is he got investors and sold stocks for OnPassive, but didn't register the securities. Then the S.E.C. was like, how is this guy doing that when he didn't register with us? Because in order to do that, you have to register with them. Right? And then when they went to go look into what they were investing in, they went, holy crap, this guy's running a $108 million pyramid scheme. We need to also stop that. What the hell? And that's basically what tipped them off. So Ash Mufareh, most certainly, 100%, I guarantee you, is not allowed in the stock market. He's not even allowed to trade stocks for 8 years. If he has any assets that are stocks right now, I'm pretty sure the S.E.C. would be taking that from him and putting that towards the payment here, the $4 million, which is technically he's fined $8 million, because I don't know. OnPassive LLC is his, so it's like then technically he also has to come up with that money then, and then also the 27 mil. Like it's all on him. So for sure, not in the stock market. I wouldn't be surprised though if behind the scenes people were claiming that that's what Ash is probably going to do. The missing $108 million has to surface to pay someone. Ash is done. Stop gaslighting, you scammers. Yeah, pretty much. That's what's going on here.
Waiting for his next move. Me, I don't need patience anymore. I already know. After that, I already knew a long time ago, but after that webinar and what his team can actually do, you guys, he hasn't touched on all the other things.
Yeah, and the S.E.C. also does consider the positions as securities, but that's what tipped them off first. Was he actually did sell some stocks and stuff and get investors at the very start. And I think I shared that in my Discord because I came across that document quite a long time ago. And this is what I mean. So with all of that, I'm kind of like, I don't know how this would run. He's not allowed to pay out commissions. He's not allowed to be in an MLM where there's recruitment of any kind. So, like, how would OnPassive continue? You know what I mean? He's technically not allowed to sell anything. So, that's why he's saying he's going to give it away for free. But it's like, how does he think that this is going to happen? Like, I'm even having a hard time putting myself in his way of thinking, which somehow I've been able to do a few times with things. But, like, with this one, I'm like, I don't even know what he's fucking thinking he's going to do to get away with this stuff. You know? Yeah, it's in there, Albs. It says he's not allowed to trade or register or have anything. He's not allowed to have anything to do with any kinds of securities at all, which also includes stocks. And if he has any, he's supposed... I'm pretty sure that those are considered assets with the S.E.C. right now. No bank would even work with him, and that's the other thing. We're also thinking of merchants, KYC. It's just like, how would that all go down? Hello, Lulu. Good to see you. Like, I don't see this being able to continue as a business with Ash. I don't see how they could. because like just the MLM aspect alone, right? And the fact that they're all would get paid by commissions, whether they sell a product and make commissions or whether they get commissions from recruiting, they're not allowed to, he's not allowed to have anything that does commissions or recruits or has a pyramid structure.
That they have done. Okay, remember that. He touched on two things: the survey, which was amazing. Thank you from him.
Sick of the survey
and this rotator thing. Now, I don't know if you know, in the past, it is a lot of work trying to get one of these webinars going and get it right. And I give Julie Wynn a lot of credit because she was at it nonstop. I was talking to her late the night before. I said, we just have to wait and see what he's going to do. And boom, he comes out with a survey. I think it was me, Red, Susie, and Julie. He was showing us. And I, at the time, I'm like, what is he showing us? And I'm thinking, is this new? Holy cow. And then he said he did it real quick. And he hit a wrong button on one, but all of a sudden he goes, wait, boom. And he just learned it himself. And he did it less than 30 seconds, and it was out there. And I know in the past it's taken a lot more work. It's cost money.
That's weird. Now Ash made the survey all by himself while he was on a call with you guys. But I thought that his amazing tech team put it together for him, according to him. Now he was on a call with you and Red and Susie and Julie, and then he pressed a few buttons and the survey was made. Okay.
To do these kind of rotations, to get them on YouTube, to connect all the platforms.
Rotator too.
So, way to go, Ash Mufareh and your teams. I love you for it. I think a lot of people on here are very excited. And if you're not excited, you didn't really listen to what he was saying. I heard everything he was saying, even though my internet was in and out. I watched it again and again, and I want you to keep doing that. But everything that he's doing right now is for all of us, and it's for the world to help and save a lot of things. What does Kiana say? I wonder where he found these amazing tech peeps. There's so
it is for the world to help save and do a lot of things. Real specific, Chris.
Hotel. He found them all over the world. All right. He found him by being redirected because other people were doing things wrong. Okay.
He found them on Kijiji. He found them on Kijiji is what Chris is trying to say.
Okay. And I love that. I absolutely loved that he did that. It's like a lot of people give up. Ash Mufareh never gave up. He knew, oh man, I got to do something different. He knew it. He did it. And he's doing it. But get out and talk about it. I don't care what language.
How is it different, though? How is it different? Because you're even calling it O-Survey and O-Rotator. You're doing the exact same thing as you've always done. Hype up mediocre products that nobody wants and nobody needs because there's already thousands of them on the market. And we'll probably never see them. We'll probably never see O-Rotator, will we?
Indian, Bangladesh, Bengali, Japanese, Chinese, all the languages, French, Germany. I know I seen Angie on say that she's going to put this all in German. We want to be able to communicate through everybody. Now, I will apologize this. I don't know how to turn on my CC. I'm still trying to figure that out for the deaf community.
Or language
So
that.
of course, they can't hear me. I do apologize. I'm going to figure that out. But stay excited, guys. Stay excited. Wait for the next step. Get out and talk about it. And there's a lot of things you can talk about. I seen some of the things that he was talking about right off the rip, you know, where we had to go through this. You don't really understand what he had to go through. That's the honest to God truth. You have no idea the sacrifices that he made with his family and his.
It's not Jesus. Stop it. He wanted to run a company. He wanted to have a group of people praise him, and he wanted to promise them things and make money off of them. There was no sacrifice. The man got to pocket millions and millions of dollars. And It's like, I don't understand. I really don't. Because he ain't paying back 108 mil. Like, what sacrifices? I would say that more people that are members of OnPassive that have been sitting around waiting for 7 years have probably sacrificed more for Ash than he has for them. All right? Him being sued by the S.E.C., they treat it like he's a sacrificial lamb. Like he's taking the brunt of things on their behalf to save them. And it's like, no, if you had registered your securities and didn't run a pyramid scheme, you wouldn't have gotten sued. Follow the fucking law and don't scam people. Be an honest person. It shouldn't be this hard to be a good person. You should just be one. But apparently some people have to actually work at it every day or something. I don't know. It's like, it's not a sacrifice that he's making. All right? It drives me crazy how they do this. Because now they're just hunkering down on it. Like, oh, the things he's been through for you. He loved every single minute of being the CEO of OnPassive. You can watch him in the webinar smiling ear to ear when people are kissing Ash. Right? Praising him, calling him Sir Lord of the Internet. It's not like he tells them to stop. It's not like he says, guys, like, stop worshiping me like a god. I'm just like the CEO of this company. Do you worship all the CEOs like this? No. Instead, he tells you things to get you to praise him more. And he loves it. It's filling up his narc ego. So he's not sacrificing anything. But there are a bunch of people in Dubai and a bunch of people in Hyderabad, about 800 of them, that definitely sacrificed their lives and about a year of their lives for him that he fucked over. So I just hate this.
Teams and lawyers, what he had to go through. Also, one thing you don't understand, lawyers are not cheap. He had the best of the best, and it wasn't cheap. Were you fronting that bill? I know I wasn't.
Again, don't break the fucking law. Imagine a criminal. Imagine a murderer, like, going through a trial and then being like, and I sacrificed this for you. Going through this trial, it's like, no, sir, you murdered somebody. Like, maybe if you hadn't murdered someone, then you wouldn't have gone through the trial. Like, what the fuck? Same thing here. If you didn't commit the crime, you wouldn't have been sued. You wouldn't have had to pay for the lawyers. And he goes, oh, I didn't mean to break the laws. Yeah, okay. That's why I have literal videos of you talking about legal loopholes that you're trying to find, right?
He was doing all that because he knew that he had to keep this going. He couldn't stop. He had to find different ways, different directions. And by golly, that's what he did. So I'm just excited. All right. I've got to do this journey. Now I am heading home to Michigan. Megan Mitchell, I apologize. I got to keep a promise to my daughter, and it's gonna be a long 12 hours for me. And that's why I'm up so early.
So you can't even keep a promise. You forgot about it. Made plans, and now you got to cancel those plans to go and probably because your daughter was like, excuse me? No, you're not putting this cult in front of me again. You said you were watching my damn dog, Dad. Get over here and watch my dog and stop doing this cult. I hope. Probably not, though. She seems to be in it, too. Poor thing.
But I really enjoy talking to the other side of the world. India, Bangladesh, Australia, New Zealand. Any country that's up right now when I'm supposed to be sleeping. I want to tell you to stay excited. What Ash Mufareh did yesterday, I'm going to get your name right sooner or later, Ash, was amazing. And it was professionally done. I loved it. It was only an hour and a half, guys. No more 4-hour webinars. I really love that because my back and my butt, ouchie, sitting there for 4 hours. So like 1.5 hours, professional, to the point, information, transparency, and you have no idea.
Did you miss when he said that he couldn't wait to come hang out with you guys for hours and hours and chit chat? Oh, don't worry, Chris. Once you guys isolate into the cult completely and have your private meetings, you are going to be sitting there for 5-6 hours listening to Ash with your whole body hurting. And honestly, I hope you do. I hope that your body aches every single time that you sit down in a chair to listen to Ash Mufareh. In fact, I also hope that your body aches right now whenever you sit down to lie to your entire audience and the other members of this thing, like you did today. I hope that every single time that a lie comes out of your mouth for OnPassive, you get a very sharp pain that goes all the way from the top of your head to the bottom of your tailbone. Hell, maybe even out the bottom of your feet. That would actually make me very happy. Where are those witches that hex people again?
And I'll say it again. If these tech guys could do something like that in
That's
less
someone
than 4
for you
hours,
to actually hex.
imagine what they've been doing for the
Actually
last
do
5,
something
6,
positive
months.
for the world.
Think about that. When people say, where are the products? They're there. We're going to see them. We're going to use them. We're going
Where?
to be able to market them. And you should be excited about that.
Well, no, you're not going to be able to market them, sir, because Ash is not allowed to market for 8 years. That was included in the S.E.C. 8-year ban. Marketing. He's not allowed to market. So none of you are going to be marketing anything. In fact, you're not even supposed to market it on his behalf. So, like I said, you guys are really digging yourselves a hole.
Look at your situation right now. A lot of you might be in a really bad situation financially, emotionally. I want you to forget about that. It's there. I understand it.
Oh, yeah, OnPassive is just going to fix everything for everyone, right? You know what? I should have joined OnPassive. Maybe it would have cured my autism and my CPTSD. Jeez, fuck me, eh? Now I'm going to be stuck with this forever. Like, shut up, Chris.
Know that what he's doing is going to change all of that. This is why he did it. This is why he did this. You have to think about that. All right. Your situation hasn't changed, right? Because you're waiting for this new thing coming your way. And that's okay to wait a little bit. But know this, that it's there. It's real. It's happening. If you didn't pay attention yesterday, you darn well know it. No one's just going to start making products. Oh, I'm going to make this. He's making and designing things from scratch better than ever before. I'm loving that. I do have the opportunity to have chats with Ash Mufareh, which I absolutely love. A lot of it isn't about business. A lot of it's just about him hanging out with his family or talking to us. We love that. This guy is real. And someday, hopefully, you get to talk to him on the phone and you'll find a whole different.
He is a disgusting human being. He is the type of psychopath that will lie right to your face with a huge smile on his face, knowing that he's just about to murder you. I literally would not want to be left in a room alone with Ash Mufareh. He's actually a horrifying man. I would not ever want to be left alone in a room with him. I'd honestly be scared he would try to do something bad to me. I don't say that about a lot of people, but I would not.
Different way of thinking. I was talking to Dan Street about a week ago, and he said, Chris, Ash is like really different when you're talking to him on the phone. He goes, I can't explain it. Now, this is something I've been trying to explain to people for years. Mm-hmm. Seeing him on a webinar and talking
honestly, it is a blessing in disguise for Marty to have been booted out of this. And I even told his son that much. Because I said, Ash is probably not going to listen to this final judgment. And we don't know what's going to happen here. And there could still be criminal stuff going on in future. We don't know. Don't forget that Dubai money laundering case is still going. We don't know what they're going to find. And when they go to retrieve the funds, who knows? Maybe the S.E.C. will come across something that they have to report to the feds. That actually happens quite often where the S.E.C. has to report things to the feds and then the feds get involved. You'd be surprised how many times the S.E.C. comes across an MLM company or a crypto Ponzi scheme or something that's then connected to way, way worse things where they have to get the feds involved. And then there is a criminal investigation. Marty being booted out, now he won't be held accountable. I mean, unless he did something really, really bad when he was in it, then they could still kind of go after him for it. But I hope that he got out, without that happening. The rest of these people that are willing to show their face and be attached to Ash, I mean, look at OneCoin. They didn't just go after the people at the top of it. Ever. Right? They also went after a bunch of the top leaders, promoters. They also got several years in federal prisons for running the scheme. So you don't want to be the right-hand man of someone in something like this, because you have no clue where that money's going. I keep telling people the same with MLMs. You don't know where your money's going. All right? There's people buying Sensi buddies right now that don't realize that their money's going into the Mormon church cult. You're helping support a cult. And there are people that would never, ever support that cult. But they're told, oh, we'll just buy our Sensi stuff. It's okay. Several of the MLMs, you're supporting Mormonism. There are some people whose religion goes straight up against that, and they buy these products without even knowing. There are MLMs that are connected to human trafficking rings in places like Thailand, China, the mafia, the actual mafias, not the Sopranos, the real ones, the cartel, the real ones. Literally connected to several MLMs. Organo Gold being one of them, which is one that I've spoken out about. You don't want to buy a product from one of these places, and you do not want to be involved in one of these places, not just because it's a cult and it's bad for you and your family. It's also because you don't know what you're supporting. You don't know where your money is going. With some of these, the CEOs and alleged owner-operators are not the actual CEOs and owner-operators. They just are on paper, but they're actually working for someone else. And that person is running 60 huts in Thailand, all with underage girls that they're pimping out. And you have no clue. You're just promoting your MLM. And it's like, do you want to do that? Do you want to be involved in things like that? Probably not. That would probably go against a lot of people's ethics and morals. And I do like to believe that most people that join MLMs are decent people that do just want to help people. So it's like the exact opposite of what they should be getting involved in if that's what they want to do, right? And that's what's so sickening about it, is that it does take good people that just want to help people. Innocent, good people that are good-natured, good-hearted, and are getting in this for a good reason. In their minds, it's to support their family, to help out their friends. That's it. Maybe they have some plans to do some stuff in the community. For most people, that's what they get in these for. And these things will tell you, we will make you an advocate out here. And you can come walk across our stage at conferences and everyone will cheer your name. And some people really want that fame as well. And they use these things to get you involved. And then what's actually going on is way darker. And it's not fair. Hello, Capone. Good to see you. Ash knew he couldn't win, so he settled up pretty much. Ash knew he couldn't win and didn't want to spend more money on his legal team. Probably had a lot to do with the money going into the legal team. Hello, Baron. And Saeed. The Morlock deposition was a signal to Ash that his legal team was crap and it was going to cost him a lot of money to lose, right? Pretty much.
Personally on the phone is two different things, all right? Because you find out when you're on the phone with him, he's just a regular dude. You got that one? He's a regular dude. But he wants everyone to have a better life.
Yeah,
all right? He's committed to it. He's been committed to this for a very, very long time. Bolty, how you doing? Natin, how you doing? Oh, the names I can't pronounce so good. But stay excited. Be positive. Please don't.
You can at least like try to pronounce them. That's the one thing that drives me crazy about you, Chris. It's like if these people are your friends and your family and you don't know how to pronounce their name, ask them. Hey, I'm really sorry. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll try my best. Tell me how to pronounce it. Me and Alonda do it. Why can't you do it? These people are your friends and family. Stop saying their name wrong. Maybe learn how to say the names. It's like embarrassing. You make me like not want to be a white woman.
Listen to other people talking negative or trying to pull you away from this company.
Like,
if we're in a group that someone else is cross-promoting, here's my personal opinion. Not telling you what to do. I would leave the group. That's my honest opinion. I would leave it. If someone's trying to yank you away saying they got something better, there's no truth in that. There is nothing better. All right. You can see there's 1,000,001 things online that you could jump into right now. They're not going to produce what Ash Mufareh is producing. They're not going to produce what he's got coming to you. He didn't talk about a lot of things that maybe a lot of people want to know about, like commissions and all that fun stuff. That's all coming, but just be ready. All right.
The commissions are not coming. Ash is not allowed to pay a commission for 8 years. He's not allowed to pay commissions for 8 years. Therefore, the commissions are not coming for at least 8 years.
Don't sway. Just stay. There are people out there they'll suck the life out of you. Say, "Oh, you got to come here. This guy, he's not doing nothing." And I see something that says it's going to be a while. It's not going to be a while. I'm letting you know that it's not going to be a while.
Oh, 8 years. After you've already waited 7 years. Hello, your wellness coach. Super good news that OnPassive lost the S.E.C case. Their settlement.
So stay here, stay tuned, and don't leave.
Please stay. I'm at the top of the pyramid now. Marty's gone. And I'd like to make $108 million off of all of you like Ash did. Please don't sway and just stay. I promise in 8 more years, commissions will be paid out.
Because I think if you leave, you're going to be pretty upset here when this all goes down. And
I promise you, when you first leave an MLM, it is very, very upsetting. It is. It's very upsetting because you end up finding out that nobody that was in it gave a fuck about you. Everyone was just using you for your spot on the pyramid, whatever skills you had, and however you could get them ahead. And it really sucks. And then you have to go through an entire phase of deprogramming yourself. You have to actually go through cult deprogramming after leaving a multi-level marketing company. And that's always been crazy to me. It's crazy to me that these things are illegal when they can fuck you up that bad. And going through cult deprogramming is not fun. Because then you end up looking at your entire life and every single group that you were ever in. And then you realize that your whole life you've been in cults. Just one after the other. And then you got a whole lot to unpack. And that's what I'm going through right now, Chris. That's the therapy I've been doing for like 6 years. It's great fun. Not really, but worth it. because I get my mind back. And I get my critical thinking skills back. You know? I get my life back. I get to live for me instead of living for something else. It's very nice. Highly recommend.
All the negative YouTubers out there that are putting out the wrong message or not even truths, thank you for advertising us. Because what's going to happen, and I'll say it again, I've said it the other day, when we take off, what are those other YouTubers going to talk about then? They're going to always find a way to twist the truth. I
don't have to twist the truth. I tell the truth. You're the ones twisting it. You're even twisting a literal court case right now.
The thing Ash Mufareh has never done is twist the truth.
He does every single day.
Tells you straightforward what is happening. So don't forget.
Then he would have told Joe that he had an 8-year ban from marketing. And then he would have advised all of you to shut your mouths and not promote this thing, because it can get him in trouble and be seen as a violation of his final judgment. But he wasn't even smart enough to do that. So now we literally have 24 hours of you guys breaking the final judgment. Good job. You're really showing us.
I got a secret for you. It's happening. It's coming. And when it comes, you're all going to be smiling. When it comes, the world is going to change. When it comes, the world and the internet is going to change. You're going to see brand new products, stuff that might be already out there, and you're going to pay a fortune for that other stuff. But here, Ash says, bigger, better, faster, smarter, and cheaper. One of the things I love. Who doesn't love the word cheaper? If you can go get a deal.
I thought he was giving it away for free. Now it's cheaper. We're not allowed to sell things for 8 years, Chris.
On something that's actually better, you're going to buy it. I'm a sucker for buying a lot of things online, but when I get them, I'm like, wow, this was worth the money. So in other words, how do I say this? If I was,
you're a sucker, and you put yourself on the internet as a giant sucker, as somebody that all the scammers should come and try to get something from, because you'll fall for anything.
I was going to go buy my favorite water, essential water. And I'm not advertising, I'm just showing you. That's pretty expensive water. All right.
You know what? You would probably do better if you got a sponsorship from the water at this point.
But if someone had the exact same water and it was 50% cheaper, I'd be all over it. We want to save money. That's Ash Mufareh. I want to save money. I want to create wealth in people. Bada boom, bada bing.
Bada boom, bada bing. I want to be in jail, in federal jail, for ripping off people with a pyramid scheme and then not listening to the final judgment and violating it every day from the day it was signed. Bada boom, bada bing.
So stay excited. Get out and do a live post and just be incredibly excited about that. I know Ash Mufareh is. And again, I want to thank him and his teams for doing an amazing job with the survey and the rotation. And I don't know if you know how important that rotation is. Go check out a few sites that you got to pay to do these things. And it's not easy. You can ask Julie Wen on that one. So I love
Yeah, you can't charge for it though, right?
you all. I'm going to get on the road here in about 2 hours. I got to clean myself up, put things away, pack, and I'll be on the road. So I might pop on and do a quick live to let you know where I'm at. But I am heading back from Michigan. Let me talk about this real quick. I'm at 23 minutes. I got to meet Christina Dodds, Angie Lynn, Brian, which was Angie Lynn's husband, Chris, which is Christina Dodds' son.
Sorry to all the men out there. She has a husband.
And some guy that came out of the blue, Rob.
Which I really like her.
He actually invited me over for dinner last night, but I passed out. He said, Chris, if you have internet problems, you can come to my house. He lives 50 minutes. Thank you, Rob. I love you, man, for doing that. I know nothing about this guy, but in the couple hours we spent together, he's a pretty cool dude. He did come in at 2019, and he just heard about it. He wanted to check it out. He did retire about a year ago. He said, Chris, we're going to get this going. I go, soon. I'm glad you're on here, Joe. We need to get some Papua New Guineans on the next corporate webinar because Ash was asking about that. And we know the internet's not always good over there, but we'll get something going on that.
We know the internet's not always good over there. Didn't you promise all of them data centers 7 years ago? I thought you said that Ash has never promised something that he didn't keep. You just said Ash has never promised us something and then not delivered on it. I'm kind of like, okay, that's all he does. Maybe if Ash had built them their data center when he said he was going to, then their internet would be working now so that they could attend the webinars. You see, that's also his fault.
But let's get a webinar going over there in Papua New Guinea and show the excitement. All you Papua New Guineans out there, let me see.
You're disgusting. You're disgusting. What you want to do is you want to get a bunch of people that are in Papua New Guinea, which, by the way, the community that they've preyed on in Papua New Guinea, they actually do live in straw huts. They have one computer that they all share. Yet for some reason, Ash took $97 from each individual that joined. Funny how that happened, huh? Weird. One computer that can get the products, but he had no problem taking all that money from every single one of them. And they didn't have $97 USD. Do you know how much that is there? It's like 6 months of fucking pay at a job that most of them didn't have. So a lot of them took out loans. And the loans that you take out in places like South Africa, Papua New Guinea, they're not similar to the loans that you take out in Canada and the USA. There isn't a nice little loan shop like Canada Payday Loans that you go into and that you say, here's when I'm getting paid next. Can I please borrow? I don't fucking know how it works. You borrow money, I guess. That is a thing. We do have these buildings around here. I'm sure you guys have them in the US. That's not how it works there. No. See, there they go to somebody in the government. And they have to say, hey, can I borrow some money? And oftentimes, the government is very corrupt in these areas. And the loan sharks that exist in these areas are also usually very bad people. Criminals that they borrow money from. You know what happens to them when they don't pay back the money? They'll be murdered in front of their families. And their families will be told, now you owe us that money. This is why praying in other countries and going into areas like that and telling people to take loans out to buy into your MLM is so fucking disgusting. And what you want to do now is you want to take a group of those people. You want to put them on your screens and you want to use them as some kind of weird thing where you go, oh, look at us, we're so great. But look at all these poor people that joined us. Don't you want to help all these poor people by joining us right now in OnPassive? And it's gross. It's gross. I don't like it.
Some lives. Let me see some posts. Tell us how excited you are. Again, that was another country that was pulled another direction from different people. And I don't want you to miss this. All right. You right now are probably doing something online. Oh boy, I got to get this. And this is totally different. You're not going to have to worry about, oh, I got to buy this product. They need it. We got to ship it here. All this is digital, automated. Think about that. Think about that. Yo, dog potty. I don't even know what that means. Hey, if you're on here and you're negative, I don't care. All right. I'm the most positive person next to Ash Mufareh to say this is the real thing. All right. Ash Mufareh has gone above and beyond for every single country in the world. But again, people come.
Good old poverty porn. I remember one guy used his motorcycle as collateral for the loan and he lost it. Yep. Oh no, they will literally take they will come into your house with a gun and go through your fucking drawers and take your jewelry if you owe money. If you don't have any jewelry, they'll start taking out shit from your house. There's been some cases where they've even tried to take someone's minor daughter. Oh, you owe us money. Okay, cool. Well, you don't have the money? She's ours now. That's the kind of thing that happens in areas like that when you have them get loans to buy into your MLM. And I don't know how you could know that and know how things work in these other countries and then be okay with yourself doing that to somebody. I don't know. I'm apparently very weird because I don't understand that at all. Like, I'm like, no, thank you. Loan sharks giving payday loans. They hang on to your ID and bank card. They could take one loan for that 97 and I've been paying thousands of rands since. Exactly. And oftentimes it's corrupt in the sense that even if you only took out a $97 loan, there's no set interest on this loan. There's often not really a contract. You know what I mean? So it'll just be like, here's the loan, and I'll decide when you're done paying it off. And in some of those cases, they ask you for favors and other things to pay off the loan. And you can't say no. There are some areas that this company has preyed on where the government works like that, and they're that corrupt. So, you know, for all we know, this company could be responsible for several deaths already. I mean, how would we know? How would we know that? We wouldn't. Those accounts would still be signed into the OES. And then those people would just be gone. It's not like these guys care. They're fake family.
Man, and say something else and make him look bad. He's not bad. He's the most honest, ethical person I've ever met. And some of the decisions, like I said, he's made have been very hard for him to do. You have no idea how the decisions, and maybe you'll hear that in the future. I mean, there's a lot of stories to be told here that you guys really don't know about.
Imagine like making yourself an owner, operator, and CEO of a company and then being surprised that you have to make difficult decisions. Like, just think about that for a second. It's kind of funny.
I know about a lot of them, believe it or not. And it's not, you cry.
Oh my God, I didn't realize that as CEO, I'd have to make the hard decisions. Like,
times you will cry when you hear what he had to go through. I can promise you that. Unshakable Chris Johnson, you know your path and you're walking in it.
If I do cry, it won't be crying for him. It'll be crying for all of the victims of, well, I guess him and now you, Chris.
Yep. I'm walking in it with all of you. I do want to wear your shoes. I do want to understand your troubles, just like Ash Mufareh.
Yeah,
this is why he's built this.
Uh-huh.
Just imagine. Okay, let's do this. Let's say 1 year from now. All right, that we launched. 1 year from now, many
Ash is, well, the S.E.C. doesn't throw people in prison. The S.E.C. did shut it down as much as they could. They're civil, so it was a civil case, not a criminal case. If you want Ash to go to prison and you were a victim of OnPassive, may I suggest that you call your local authorities and report it? As I have been saying exhaustively this entire time. Could he still end up in prison from this if he doesn't do this stuff and whatever happens? Yeah. But the S.E.C. did shut it down. And they gave him a bar for 8 years. They fined him $4 million, fined OnPassive $4 million, and he has to pay back $27 million. So unfortunately, that's what happens when multi-level marketing is legal and when we provide loopholes for pyramid and Ponzi schemes to get away with what they do. Which is why I do what I do. You need to remember, It's legal. This scam is technically legal. There are some activities that come with the scamming that we have made illegal, like making illegal income claims, not registering your securities, making illegal medical claims, and several other things that we can get people in trouble for. But unfortunately, without the law saying MLMs should be treated as Ponzi pyramid schemes, this kind of thing is going to keep happening to people. And people are going to keep getting away with it. Now maybe everyone understands the anti-MLM advocates' frustration. Because it's like this every day we find out about a company like this that got off, basically. Because I don't think that it was a hard enough thing, but it was a settlement. And again, that's what happens in these settlements. Do I think he'll pay up or can pay up? I do not believe that he has $30 million to just hand over in the next 90 days. He has 10 days to hand over $4 million. I don't know. It'll be interesting, though, to find out. It will be. He's already pretty much broken this final judgment, though. He's violated the fuck out of it at this point. He has 1,500 by Marty. That might be, though, part of the reason. A lot of you guys kind of said that, too, the other day, where you were like, oh, well, he's known about this since June 27th. So maybe that's why he got all upset at Marty and Robin asking for donations when he knew that he was going to have to come up with $4 million plus, you know? Because, again, the OnPassive stuff, I believe that's just on him. Like he's OnPassive, you know? He has to pay it all back. And I think that's why, like, when they did the Ash has 10 days, they didn't also say OnPassive had 10 days for the 4 mil. Because I think they also realized that it's all just Ash having to pay it. So they were like, well, give him a little time with that other 4 mil. Because usually fines are like immediate. But usually in these cases, like, it is 10 days and you have to pay. But I could see them being like, well, we'll just put the OnPassive stuff for 90 days instead.
All people that got into this company are going to be blown away. I can promise you that. All right. Every one of you for over 20 years have been looking for another way to earn income online. I know all this, but Vina knows all this. A lot of good things out there, but nothing compared to what Ash Mufareh is going to offer. I want you to think about that. Nothing
It's like they
is ever going to compare to what Ash Mufareh has. You heard him say about technologies in the future. All right. I believe my heart Ash Mufareh is going to be one of the main reasons why new technologies are developed. And thank you, Joe, and we're going to be part of that. Understand this. If you could go back in time and you had the opportunity to jump on Facebook to be a part of a founder, or Google, or all those big names, Amazon, would you have done it?
Lord.
This is what this is going to be. I think it's going to be bigger, my personal opinion. And that's tough words to follow. But I see and know what this guy's doing. And those other companies did it for themselves. Sorry to say. You got a few very, very rich men who have more money than most of the world. That's not Ash Mufareh. We're going to do this. We're going to share the wealth. We're going to create happiness. We're going to create success. Ash Mufareh's words. That's it. There's nothing else to say, but this guy cares about people. He always has, and he always will. And no matter what is thrown at him, he will not let that change his path for all of us. People are going to say mean things like they always do. I told one of the negative channels, you're not telling the truth. I'd rather you make fun of me because you're good.
Hey, that was me. He told me that in the comment section. Yeah, because it is pretty much like that's all we do is just make fun of OnPassive, you know? We just like to make fun of it. But Chris said, make fun of me instead. I like it when you do that.
Good at that. Some people are just good at making fun of people. But Ash Mufareh, you're the man. You're my brother. You are all of our friends. He said it again. And I want you to understand that. This guy has climbed walls that are on fire, that have spikes in them, that have bad pokey things in them, all because of us. That's one thing I want you to always understand. It's not just for him. It's for every one of us. And there's not many people in this world that actually do that for anybody. I'm sure there's a few people we haven't met, but I guarantee you those individuals will be joining this company because they understand how much help this company, Ash Mufareh, the founders, are going to do for the world. All right, I got to get going. I got to take a shower, wake myself up some more. I love every one of you. Stay positive. Stay tuned for the next step. Papua New Guinea, love you, and I will, brother. Oh, good. Thank you, Joe. I do appreciate that. We want to get every single country that we have, which is all of them, involved. I don't care if you're one person in a country. I want to hear you speak. I don't even care what language you're talking in. But
literally, every time that you bring up Papua New Guinea, all I think about is that you're doing poverty porn, right? To me, it's exploitative labor. It's obviously emotional manipulation and performative altruism. Which if you want, Chris, I could do an entire presentation about that for you and explain it to you.
Talk positive. Tell the world. Listen, if you're one person in a country that hasn't heard of yet, or this company, you're a pretty lucky dude or dudette. Think about it. We have countries where there's only a few people. Imagine those few people, and they're in a country of millions. What it's going to be like for them. That's how I think. That's how I always think. Changing people's lives. If you're Ash Mufareh years ago, he was one individual, and look what he has now. He found people to change this world, which is he's
$31 million in the hole. I wish I could be like Ash Mufareh and I could owe $31 million.
No need of change right now. Stay away from politics. Listen to what this company. I'll sleep for you, Chris. I will.
He's saying stay away from politics because all of you voted Trump. You're worried that if some other people find that out, then they'll be upset.
Be safe. I promise you that. If I get tired, I pull over and take a quick nappy. That's all. But stay tuned, guys. You haven't really seen anything yet. You heard of a couple things. And be ready for the excitement. Be ready for the change. And I love every one of you. And happy birthday, Gilly and Hannah, happy birthday. I forgot to do the birthdays and the prayers yesterday. I'll do them right after this if my internet's working. But have a great day.
Oh, my God. How could we go on? The world must come to a halt. Chris Johnson didn't have enough time to update the prayer list. Oh, my God. Everybody needs to stop what they're doing right now. Just stop what you're doing right now. We all need to just stop. Nothing can happen until Chris updates the prayer list. Life cannot go on without that.
Hey, guys, think about whatever you're doing today. His teams and Ash Mufareh are working on. He just texted me a little bit ago, so it's pretty early in the morning for him. Think about it. A guy.
Oh, do you know that person exists? You know that there's some small country somewhere where someone preyed on somebody and they are the only person that knows about OnPassive in their whole country. You know that person exists somewhere in this world. I don't know where, but they are out there. Like Scully says, you know?
That's going 24 hours a day for all of us. Never in my life have I had anyone do that. Only God. God watches me 24 hours a day. But Ash Mufareh, man, thank you, brother. Ajaz, I look smart, brother. Woo! Hey, listen, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I do have a system that's going to change the world. Salim, Prayful, how you doing? Kajai, I'm glad I get to talk to the other part of the world. MMSN, Bangladesh, dog, boy. I think I'm just going to delete you. You're not nice. Is Julie went on here? Burgess, how you doing, Vivine?
What's he mean? He was like, someone dog. I'm just going to delete you. You're not being nice. Is Julie went on here? What happened to Tanya? I want her to come out and be all like,
Thank you so much, Ash. I really, really appreciate it. I can't wait to tell everybody that the O in O-Rotator must be capitalized along with the R.
like, I'm waiting for that. I haven't seen her at all.
Balihu Abdialasa, what's happening? Glad that you're all on here this early. What are you doing up so early?
Yeah,
probably most of
in
you
the
got to
morning.
go to work, right? Oh, I'm trying to play with my computer and look at my phone. So I don't care what you say on there, my brother. AKSHAI. You have no clue.
AKSHAI. Okay.
Don't join. Quit. Unsubscribe to my channel. I don't want you. I don't need you.
You're supposed to save all of humanity. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that you're allowed to turn people away? See, that's the thing about this, is that they tell you every day that they're not saving humanity. Because they boot people. How are you going to save all of humanity, but then pick and choose who humanity is? Like, seriously, fuck off. What, that person doesn't get to get saved now because you don't like their comment? Like, what is this? Since 1984, Big Brother is watching you. His name is Ash Mufareh.
I have Ash Mufareh. I have his company, his dreams, and his vision.
See?
And I've got all these wonderful people around me. Hi, Julie. What are you still doing up? Go to bed.
You are wrong. Ash Mufareh is our hero. And the S.E.C. did not exonerate him. I've literally read through the court documents. They have not been exonerated at all. Not at all. But so I don't know how you get that misinformation. Boy, that's a lot of misinformation. This is not an exoneration. This is what is called a final judgment. It means that Ash Mufareh settled with the S.E.C. because he knew that he would not win against them because they have a 97% win rate. They win 97% of their cases. If Ash had gone ahead with this lawsuit, he would have had to have paid back $108 million. He didn't want to do that. So, instead, Wendell, they made a settlement agreement. So, Ash is fined $4 million. Right? You see that the one claim against Ash's wife, not against Ash and not against the company, but one claim against Ash's wife was actually dismissed with prejudice, and that's because they decided to just put her money in here and not do it as a separate charge of her receiving the ill-gotten gains herself. I wouldn't be surprised if his wife said to him, "You get me the fuck out of this thing. Otherwise, we're getting a divorce and I'm taking your kids and you'll never see them ever again. I don't care what you have to do, but they better not be doing anything with me." I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that's part of what happened here. And Ash said, "If you guys dismiss that, then I'll agree to this other stuff and we can work it out, blah, blah, blah." I wouldn't be shocked. But it says here that OnPassive is liable for disgorgement. Disgorgement means ill-gotten gains. In order for something to be disgorgement, it means that it was collected under like something false, something bad, a crime, usually fraud. So that in itself says that OnPassive was a fraudulent pyramid scheme. The fact that it's being called disgorgement. There is interest for this amount, and Ash Mufareh and OnPassive each have to pay $4 million as a penalty, as a fine. Now, I don't know about you, but where I live, the government and other areas can't give me a fine unless I've done something wrong. I don't know. There's no dictatorship here. We're not yet in 1984. Ash Mufareh is not the leader of the entire world. And therefore, I don't have people just coming around, walking around with a notepad, writing out random fines at people. In order for you to be fined, it means that you had to have done the thing that they claimed you did. And in this case, it was not registering securities and running a fraudulent pyramid scheme. Okay? Ash has to satisfy his obligation by paying $4 million within the next 10 days. And that clock started yesterday. And then OnPassive has 90 days to pay this amount. $31,438,892.40. Because that is, again, ill-gotten gains and the interest, and they're fine. Again, though, I don't know how you can read this document and then go, yeah, no, we're the ones that won this. We're the ones that were in the right. And I've read it several times. And I'm like, I don't even understand. I don't even understand how you can interpret it in that way. Unless you're literally only reading this one sentence. Like, it's as if someone just took a screenshot of just this part here and then shared it and said that's what happened with the case. You know what I mean? Ash agreed to settle. Ash wanted the settlement. And Ash said, I'll pay back a bunch of the money. I'll admit that this thing was a scam and that I didn't register the securities and that I took all this money when I shouldn't have, and I'll pay it back. Just don't make me say these things publicly. Because he wanted to keep scamming you and hide it. Ash is the one that did that. Well, no, it's not over with because he has an 8-year bar from marketing or running a business, especially one that offers commissions to other people or has recruitment. So do you want to explain to me how OnPassive would then be able to run? And are you willing to work for Ash Mufareh for free without any kind of payment whatsoever? Because that's what he's asking you to do. Now, you have the choice of seeing this for what it actually is, leaving OnPassive, and then that money is going to be handed back out to the people of OnPassive. That's the part Ash isn't telling you. He's actually fucking you out of more money right now by lying to you about what this says. Because once they collect all this money from him, and he's supposed to be collecting some of that money from overseas, by the way, with them. And if that doesn't go well, he'll also be in violation of this. So he better pray it does. He better pray that they give him back that money and that they're done their money laundering case. You know, like for 8 years, he can't run a business. So how exactly would OnPassive be able to run? You know? I don't know Ash. I don't have any feelings towards Ash at all. I'm a consumer advocate and someone that speaks out against cults. and tries to stop these organizations from harming people and helping organized crime syndicates harm people. That's all. That's all it is to me. I don't have another business opportunity to offer you. I don't have another guru for you to follow. I definitely don't want to be your guru. You can come hang out here. Might help you deprogram yourself from these cults. We have a fun time. Other than that, I don't have much to offer. I don't want your money. You know? I do this for the greater good, for all of society. I'm actually trying to help save humanity, like actively every day. While these people claim that that's what they're trying to do every day. Does he yell at this person again? I want to know.
All right, I'm going to get going. I got a lot to do, and I might pop on. We'll see if the internet's working on the road. Thank you to all the wonderful people that I've met. Utah, Colorado. I was in Wyoming, South Dakota.
I talk about a lot of cults. A lot of them. Constantly. Every day, all day long. Should go check out my community tab.
Now I'm in Kansas and I'm leaving. I thought I was going to leave yesterday, but I thought I better sleep. So
I don't like
I love every one of you.
Forgive me.
God bless. And I'm excited. Thank you again, Ash Mufareh, and your teams. We'll see y'all later.
Thank you for scamming me.
Let me do this quick before I do that because I always forget.
Oh, that's how it ends? He just waves his hand at us? What happened there, Chris? What was that? Oh, I'm getting annoyed with going back and forth, back and forth. I could download that one first. That was the long one. So that was Chris explaining how O-Rotator was made and all about how, this thing's just going to go ahead. Right? It's like, if you think Ash Mufareh is a genius, then maybe that's all I need to know. So there was a global update with Mike Ellis that I was watching earlier, and it kind of just came on. I was watching something else, and that thing ended. And then you know how it just kind of like, I have autoplay on, so it'll just come on to the next thing. And so it ended up bringing me to Mike Ellis's video. I was like, thank you, you two. That's what I want to do when I'm trying to spend my time away from OnPassive, is have you autoplay their videos to be very helpful. And so I started to listen to it, and I got to a part where he basically says similar to Chris, where he says that there is no restriction and that Ash can just, go on his way. You did not make any money. There was never a sale of products in OnPassive. So now you are just straight up lying to me because I've been covering them for over 3 years now. I don't like liars. Don't be a liar in my comment section. Don't come in here and lie to everybody. That's what I'm trying to stop. So if you lie again, Wendell, I'm going to have to remove you for lying. I don't like liars. Especially since nobody told you to say this just now. You decided to try to say that to one-up us by saying that you made money on the sale of products in OnPassive. You never had any products for sale. You never launched. You couldn't sell O-Connect. You literally could not sell. If you sold O-Connect and you collected money for that, then I am also going to report you to the S.E.C. You can also pay back that money to anybody that you took that money from, because Ash wasn't getting that money. His merchant stopped working literally the same day that O-Connect went live. I know, because I was covering them on that day. So if you were selling O-Connect to people in your community and then collecting money from them, you're a scammer, Wendell. And you're running a scam within this scam. And then you're an even bigger piece of shit maybe than Ash Mufareh is. So you might want to be careful what you say. Because, again, I will report your ass. I will 100% find out where you live, report you to your local S.E.C. It's literally what I do all day long, is look for people like you to report. I will not watch my mouth. I will literally look up your location as soon as I have done this live stream, and I will ensure that you also get in trouble for unregistered securities and fraud. Because if you were collecting money from people in your community, bud, and pocketing that money and telling them that they were about to get O-Connect, when O-Connect was experiencing payment merchant issues, and you fucking knew that at the time because they told you the day of, then you're shiesty. You're a scammer. You can't even blame that on Ash Mufareh. You had or you have. Because, baby, ain't nobody been able to pull the money out. So what happened? Did they poof disappear? Why is it in past tense? I could open up a back office too, Wendell. You want to come pay me $100 and then I can put in it that you have $3,000 in commissions? Because that's all that happened with that. If you had any numbers in your back office, they were fabricated. Again, that's not money, though, that you made in OnPassive. That's just numbers in your back office on a screen that Ash can literally go into at any time and change. You realize that as well, right? You use crypto to get paid. So while the S.E.C. was investigating this, what you're telling me is that you and Ash Mufareh did money laundering in order to ensure that you would get some kind of payment, and you did this via cryptocurrency. That's what you're telling me? It's so nice of you to come to my live stream and admit to all these federal crimes so publicly in your real first and last name with your face as a profile image. If only all the criminals could be as smart as you. That would make my job. I would love it if they would all just come to me. Right? You're right, I'm not the S.E.C. But I work very closely alongside them. That's like walking up to some random person on the street and telling them that you committed a crime. And then when that person is like, whoa, I'm going to call the cops, you going, well, you're not the cops. Like, all right, great. Good for that. But I'm still going to go get him, motherfucker. Better start running. Like, that's all that is, right? That's all it is. Queen coins are worth more than O coins. It's like anyone can make a software back office thing, and then they're in control of it. So I never believe these things when they're like, look at guys in my back office. This company says it's about to pay me $2 million out. Yeah, those are just numbers, right? Those are just numbers. There is no such thing as immunity from fraud. You can't get immunity from federal crime. That's not a thing. That doesn't exist. At all. Just saying. Hey, Joe, good to see you. Life is always more important. Anyway, I'm done with you, Wendell. You've already come in here, admitted to being a scammer, admitted to being a criminal and doing crime, and now you're just, I don't know what to do with you. flail around in the comment section for a while. I want to hear the global update from Mike Ellis. Because like I said, I was watching it earlier, and he definitely said, like, Ash was free to do whatever he wanted. And I'm literally just watching these like, wow, this is interesting. Interesting reaction. If I was Ash, I would literally be so upset right now with everyone, though. I mean, it would be my own fault, but I would be like, guys, stop talking so much. You're going to get me in trouble. You know? Yeah, but then he would already have to be involved with the S.E.C. And if he was involved in the S.E.C. and had immunity for them and was helping them in their case against Ash Mufareh, I would like to think that he wouldn't then show up to a live stream of somebody else who's helping them in the case with Ash Mufareh and be all like, yeah, well, I made money, so it's legit, you know? I also have a brother whose aunt's, nephew's, cousin's dog made millions of dollars in MLM, man. I hear you. Global update with Mike Ellis.
You know, yesterday, Mr. Mufareh came out and he did a global update for the company that he's going to be presenting to us very, very quickly. And it really was more than that. It was the State of the Union address. He really told us where we are, where we're going, and the condition that we're in. And we're in a really, really good spot. I'm going to try and do a quick synopsis on those points that I thought were very, very important to get. And I had to look at the update a couple of times. I'm a different dog. I have to digest this stuff before I talk about it. And as I watched Mr. Mufareh talk, it was extremely powerful. And I got a few things that I want to share with you just very, very quickly. The first thing is structure. If you looked at the meeting that we had yesterday, the webinar we had yesterday, that meeting was run totally different than anything else he's done before. It's because the structure of the company has completely changed. It's not the same worn out model that we used 6.5 years ago. What he has now is a vehicle that is extraordinary. And you can see that in the way the webinar was run. Everything has changed. Everything has gotten better. Everything was done to improve what's coming for you and the way you can take advantage of everything that Mr. Mufareh is coming out with. Structure, structure, structure. If you look at what's coming and you see how it's been developed and how it's been organized, this is a really, really cool time in.
The S.E.C. got the result they wanted, really. I think that they would have rather he had like a full director's bar forever and had to pay back the 108. That's what we wanted, but you know, they'll still take whatever they can get. Right? We'll probably end on passive. Recovering all the money was probably impossible. They probably won't pay all the judgment anyway. I'm wondering if that also had something to do with it. Because the S.E.C. went to try to recover all of the money and realized that Ash has done some things with the money. And also, it's like they can't get access to it. So if you read the final judgment, one of the agreements made was that he would help them retrieve any of those funds. So to me, that tells me that they're like, yeah, we would rather get the money back to give back to the victims as much as we can, because that will be the important thing for them. Ensuring that he doesn't break the laws in future and getting the money back for victims. That's at the top of their priority with these kinds of cases. So when you think about it like that, it does make a lot of sense that this is what happened and it is a win for them. Because like you just said, like they had to kind of give him a little bit to talk him into helping them retrieve the money. To them, that will be the most important part. 100%. Getting the victims back as much as they can. In all these cases, that's usually top of the priority list. Along with, like I said, trying to stop them from breaking future law. And that's why they have all that in there about how he's not allowed to break the security laws, and they like really outline it for him. So that this time he can't be like, oh, I just didn't know the laws, you know? It's like, no, now you actually have an order that lays them out for you and tells you what you can and cannot be doing. right? And I could see them being like, yeah, we'll let Asmahan off and we'll, make it so that you don't have to publicly admit to this as long as you help us get all that money back. That makes sense to me. I'm Mike Ellis, by the way. I'm your co-defendant, right? Right. Are this community all haters? If so, I will leave. This community isn't haters. We don't hate anything.
In space, focused, solid, secure, period.
Yeah.
And as
Love justice and fairness and transparency. All things that OnPassive knows nothing about.
as it comes out, it is going to be laser focused. He'll come out, he'll stabilize things, then he'll scale things. This is going to happen very, very quickly, guys. This is what Mr. Mufareh and his team is going to be doing. So when you think about what Mr. Mufareh talked about yesterday, it is structure, 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 because that structure is going to give you a path forward to change your very life in very, very good ways. Second thing I want to talk about is S.E.C. Mr. Mufareh came out and he talked about the S.E.C. And at the end of the webinar, he said that it was there was a full and final settlement with the S.E.C. This is such a big deal. There's so many people that worried about the S.E.C. and what they were going to do to Mr. Mufareh and the company that he's bringing out. It's over. And they're not going to.
It's not over. It's not over. There's stipulations.
To do anything. Mr. Mufareh has a free reign to do whatever he wants to do. And
Yeah, Mr. Mufareh has a free range. The S.E.C., according to Mike Ellis, this case resulted in the S.E.C. telling Mr. Mufareh, you can just do whatever you want, man. Isn't that psycho? Like, what is psycho?
haters, what just happened? Mr. Mufareh just took their queen. And if you know anything about chess, when you take the queen, that's a really, really big deal, but it's more than that.
I feel very attacked during this.
He not only took their queen, he put them in checkmate.
Nah, bitch, I'm still here. Sorry, but my pawns could take out your king.
In other words, he can take the king now. It's over for the haters. It's
not. As long as you keep running a scheme. And now that you're all on my radar, guess what? I'm still following Marty and his scam that he went to. You go somewhere else, Mike, you're not going to get rid of me. I'll be right there. I might even pop into one of your Zoom meetings and go, bah! You know? I'm going to be following all of you. Even if Ash Mufareh had shut this down, apologized to everyone, was like, sorry guys, like all of you, go on your ways, I'd probably still be following all of you. Because I am pretty certain that there's a lot of you that are going to keep on scamming and scamming and scamming. And you know what this is. You know what you're doing. Right? Once you know what these are, you either leave or else you're making the choice to now be dishonest and unethical in business. And that's what I believe. OnPassive hasn't moved a pawn forward in 8 years. Far from a checkmate, Mike, right?
done. We're moving forward, and there's nothing that can get in our way or stop us.
You still have to follow the laws, dummy. It's like they think they got a free pass to scam now. They're like, guys, this is going to be great. Ash Mufareh is going to get another $108 million, and Marty's gone, so we're all actually at the top now, and we're all going to be rich. Let's promote this thing. That's literally what's happening here.
This was such a cool thing when he talked about the S.E.C. full final settlement. It's a really, really big deal. Next thing, product. I was listening to Mr. Mufareh, and he talked about the products that his team has developed just in the last week to do some of the things he wanted to do. One of them was the survey, and the other one was the rotator.
My whole thing is, like, they say like, oh, it only took them a week to come up with this product. So like, how come when you say that in your mind, you're not thinking, I've been here for 7 years waiting for products. What the fuck did this guy do for 7 years that he couldn't get out a product? And then all of a sudden, within a week, he allegedly makes 2 products? Obviously, he's been lying to me for the last 7 years. Like, it's crazy to me. It's like people don't think. Mike has to be one of those people that does not have thoughts in his brain.
We were on our rotator yesterday with you.
Oh, I'm sure you were all on a rotator. Y'all bent over real good for Ash, and he trained, didn't he? Choo-choo!
YouTube. And I'm thinking about that, and I'm going, okay, well, what are these guys doing? We've got a massive corporation that they have to come in and develop everything that's needed.
Massive corporation? Well, there goes we're a small business claim in future.
Everything in line, get all their ducks in a row, and then launch it. What are they doing messing with these little poo-poo apps? And by the way, neither one of these are little poo-poo apps. They're really a big deal.
They're really not, though, Mike. There's already a whole bunch of apps that are just like them that you can use for free. Except to buy traffic, which to me is just buying humans, by the way. I'm not really sure how you buy people to join and recruit in your scheme, but apparently it's something MLMs have been doing out here since the internet came. It's the same with like buying followers. I'm like, so we're just like human trafficking out here on the internet, buying people, and nobody has a problem with that? Nobody is like, yo, this is really unethical. People shouldn't be able to buy followers or human beings. That's bizarre. Let's not do that. It's so weird to me. So strange. But you can do it for dirt cheap. I'm sure of it. Because I remember back when Carly had that one video, she said that there was like a discount and it was like $5 or less for like, I don't know, it wasn't like a whole bunch of followers or anything, but I think it was like a couple hundred or something, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember. But I feel like it's pretty cheap though. And I'm just like, OnPassive, if they ever do come out with this product, it's going to be just like O-Connect and Zoom. They'll say it's cheaper, but it's twice as expensive.
And it came to me, I'm going, well, of course they can do that. Why? They can do that because the stuff that they've been working on, and they've been working on this for over a year, guys. They've
been working on a survey app for over a year? Okay, so they were working on it for a year. Or it took them 2 seconds to come up with it, according to Ash. Or it took them a week to make it. We've already had 3 different stories as to how these apps came to be. It's like you can't even be honest for one day. Not even one full day of honesty from you people. Did you not get on a call together and decide how the app was allegedly supposed to have been made? So that you all had the same story at least when you all came out here? Because Ash said he told them that he wanted the app. They like went away for an hour and came back with it. And you've said it was a week and a year. So it's like, what story is it? Lord. This level of delusion is matching Foodie Beauty. The fool went to live in Syria, and when she hears gunfire, keeps telling us it's fireworks. Yep. I know, and she was living here in my city, where it's really quite nice in comparison. I don't know why you would be here and then go, I think I'm going to go out there. That's a great idea. We actually, in Ottawa specifically, we have a very large community actually of people who left there to come here. so that they could be safe. Several of them are my neighbors, and I'm sure that I could actually just walk around my community. And I would eventually find many, many Syrians who would literally be like, that bitch is crazy. That's why I'm here. Like, I literally came here to get away from that, you know? And they're very nice, very appreciative of being here to get away from that. Mike Ellis is so stupid, I sometimes think it must physically hurt for his brain to work. I'm like, there's some disconnect happening. Couldn't Ash's proprietary AI just have created the app in 5 minutes in 1,000 languages, right? I mean, what have we been doing for 7 years? You know? Y'all said the same about, I've only been creating content since 2019, so, and I've never covered Amazon, not once. So I don't know who you're talking to, but it ain't me. I speak out against MLMs and cults. I don't believe Amazon is doing an MLM right now, are they? Just saying. Just saying.
About there. They're about done. They have time now to work on little things that Mr. Mufareh throws in front of them, and they get it done in days. It really was remarkable. The apps are absolutely unbelievably.
Now it was days again. Lord.
But it's the tell behind those products that are really, really interesting. The reason they can do that is because everything else has pretty much been done. They're ready to rock and roll. They're ready to move forward. What's Mr. Mufareh doing right now? Mr. Mufareh is coming out, State of the Union, and he is loading all of us up on that vehicle so that he can come in
and
he can push that vehicle forward and we can rock and roll.
You're going to crash into a ditch.
The State of the Union, the global update that Mr. Mufareh did yesterday, it really...
How can you be American, live in the US of A, claim to be somewhat of a patriot, and then allow Ash to call his corporate webinar State of the Union address? I like my name for it better. State of a unicorn in a dress. But how do you do that? Is that not like breaking some kind of law? Isn't the USA all like about patriotism? I feel like that's shitting on the patriarchy or something. It did not take Amazon 12 years to launch. It took Amazon 12 years to have a public stock offering. Amazon was up and running well before the 12 years. Yeah, and Ash can't have a public stock offering, so. If you actually look into the things Ash and Marty and Mike have been telling you for the last 7 years, you'll find they're inaccurate at best and often outright lies. They are. Right? It's like, Jesus. I don't think we're allowed to call it that if we're in the US. A little disrespectful. It's a big deal in the US. State of the Union address.
It was extraordinary. And if you go back and
I
listen
don't
to
even
it...
know if I've called that here. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's very culty. His false sense of importance gets to me.
2 times, you start to catch these little things, and that's what I recommend. I'm not going to go over the whole webinar today.
Oh yeah, you start to catch little things. You watch MLM companies every single day, all day long, while researching MLMs every single day, all day long, and cults every single day, all day long. For 6 years, you also come up with little things. You notice little things. Then you know too much.
Okay. But there's one thing that you need to understand. Yeah, it's structure, it's the vehicle, it's everything's new, everything's moving, everything's going forward. But what was that global update? What was that State of the Union address yesterday?
Yeah, what was it? I think that's what we're all wondering over here. We're all sitting over here going, what the fuck was that?
What was it?
It was pure insanity, crazy delusions, a lot of cognitive dissonance, and a lot of manipulation, especially emotional manipulation. You guys are all about the emotional manipulation. You do that as often as you can. You know? You cannot operate for 8 years. And I don't think your founders are all going to be very pleased with having to pay for Ash to hand out free products. I don't think people realize that Ash came out here yesterday and said that he's going to just give things out for free. So none of you are going to make any money. But none of you seem to have clued into that yet. Do you think that Ash is going to be able to make a company that gives away these products for free and then also pays you? What the fuck would be the point in that? Even he's not that stupid. Why would you run a company that you then have to pay to keep in operation, and that you would have to pay everything for, and you have to pay employees when you already owe 800 employees for at least a year's wage? Why would you do that and then pay out to people just because what? You guys joined and because he was family? So you think he's just going to what? Start cutting you $100 in a check every month? Like you're on an allowance? Like what? I don't understand what you guys think this is going to be. You know? It's weird. It's like, yeah, because that makes sense. Every business can run like that. Businesses need to make money. They need to have money coming in order for them to pay the people that keep the business running. It's kind of just the way that works. Ash is going to pay out to keep the business running and pay all of you to be a part of it. At that point, he's just buying friends and activities for you to do together. I mean, he could just go join a club. Be a lot cheaper.
It was the start, okay? The start of the new vehicle moving forward with us in it. That's what happened yesterday. And it's really important for you to understand.
Unless Ash put everything into crypto and doubled everything, the founders are not going to get anything. Even then, he's not allowed to have done that because any of the funds that he made in this time is supposed to be paid back. So that's part of the funds he's supposed to help them retrieve, by the way, is the money that he put into crypto. They're saying, yeah, you have some money we can't get to that is a part of this disgorgement, and you have to agree to get that for us. And Ash did. So it's like, I don't even think he would be allowed to do anything in crypto really right now. Even it being dysregulated and everything, like, I don't think so, because they would be like, that's part of our like, disgorgement that you're supposed to be paying. So did they forget that people are owed for the first time payment at the time of the launch? Yep. People have been owed money a few times in this, because originally, when you joined and you got other people to join under you, you were supposed to make commission off of their recruitment, which was a big issue, right? That was one of the first red flags in this thing. And probably how Spencer came across it originally was because of that, because that just sounds crazy. That you literally are just running a pyramid scheme, right? Like that's what you're doing. So technically, like, they were supposed to get paid from that. And then again from the O-Connect, which then never really, like, because that launch never really happened, right? But he still tried to make it sound like there were teams within OnPassive and people were downlines of people, right? So if you bought the O-Connect in the time frame window that you could buy it in, then if you were underneath like Mike Ellis, let's say, then Mike Ellis was supposed to get a bit of commission. So that's why there's people that are like, I'm supposed to get paid commissions from the O-Connect. And they believe that they're owed that. Except now, it seems like we're forgetting about all of that. So now we just move on again like none of that ever happened, which is what this company is really good at doing. They just erase history. They're like, no, that never happened. And the sad thing is that if someone brings it up, like in a call, they'll gaslight the person and tell them that they're crazy. Oh, no, that never happened. No, never mind. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, hey, no, I was in the company for that. What the hell, you know? If they get anything, it will be 1 or 2 cents on the dollar, probably. Free O-mail again, right? You'd think that they would talk about that. Now show he's still promoting. Yep. Agree. S.E.C. agreement, which says not allowed to promote securities, and they will jail his ass. I'm hoping so. It can happen if he violates it, fucks around, so I feel like he's already violated it.
This was just the start. And it's not going to take another year to get all of this in front of you and keep moving that vehicle. It's not going to happen that way. Mr. Mufareh very quickly is going to start giving us more and more and more information. And everything he's going to be feeding us is just going to knock you off your feet. It's going to be so advantageous for you moving forward to change your life to win. And that's what all of this is all about. Mr. Mufareh, this
cannot pay out any commissions. Mr. Mufareh cannot pay you any money. He's not allowed to pay out commissions. So no, you are not going to get anything.
This was the start of showing you how you're going to win. Guaranteed. That's what he's going to show you. So as you watched the webinar with Mr. Mufareh yesterday, go ahead and rewatch it. Look at everything. This was just the start. And more is coming. And he told us this. More is coming. And it's coming very, very quickly. So that's all I wanted to say, guys. Just a quick synopsis of what I saw, what was important to me. There was so much there. You need to watch it yourself. But those things that I talked about, they're big deals. Checkmate, baby. We got everybody in checkmate right now. We're moving forward. And this is just the start. So that's it for today, guys. Have a great week. And we'll absolutely see you on the inside. Take care. Bye.
Checkmate. I kind of think it's funny. It's confident. Checkmate. You know that queen? That damn queen.
Mr. Mufareh came out and he talked about the S.E.C. And at the end of the webinar, he said that it was there was a full and final settlement with the S.E.C. This is such a big deal. There's so many people that worried about the S.E.C. and what they were going to do to Mr. Mufareh and the company that he's bringing out. It's over.
So funny, like, and what they were going to do to Mr. Mufareh.
And they're not going to do anything. Mr. Mufareh has a free reign to do whatever he wants to do.
Mr. Mufareh has a free reign to do whatever he wants to do, the S.E.C. says.
And for the haters, what just happened, Mr. Mufareh just took their queen. And if you know anything about chess, when you take the queen, that's a really, really big deal, but it's more than that. He not only took their queen, he put them in checkmate. In other words, he can take the king now. It's over for the haters. It's done. Over. We're moving forward, and there's nothing that can...
Yeah, that's why I downloaded this video. I definitely have to do that in some way. That was very personal to me. I feel like. Checkmate! We took their queen! Hi! I'm still very much here. Still laughing at you. I still think you're all a bunch of clowns. And that some of you might end up in federal prison if you keep going. So, I mean, I won't stop you, but I am going to laugh at it. Like I said, I mean, at this point, you want to dig a hole, I'll just hand you the shovel, bud. Hand you the shovel. Here you go. You want a big rig? What do you want? Bulldozer? I get you one of those. Let's go. It's just like, Lord. He's bought everything. Hook, line, and sinker. That's right. That's right. His name is Mike Ellis. And he is in the USA. He is. I was just about to say, like, all of them now at this point are in the USA that are at the top of this thing. Other than Gersminder. Because if Michael Williams left, he was the other Canadian. Gersminder's technically in Canada as well. So he's not actually in India, although he preys on everyone out there. More so than Canada, funnily enough. But I feel like, yeah, right now the only one would be Gersminder that isn't in the US in terms of the very top of this scheme. You know? It's like, I would be very, very scared if I was in the position of Chris or Mike or Jeffrey or any of these people that see themselves at the top of this thing. I'd be very, very worried. Very, very worried. Right? That, like, because look at how this is. I don't feel like this is going very well. It's already in violation of this, in my opinion. Now, I'm not a lawyer, all right, nor am I the judge. Otherwise, this would have gone different, maybe. But no, like I said, I feel like it was this way mainly so that they could get him to retrieve the funds. But I would just be very nervous. I would not want to be any of them right now because you don't know what's going to happen in future. And I'm telling you, this is a civil case. That means that a criminal case can still occur. Can still occur here. And you don't know. You could piss off someone in the US. You know, someone in the US, maybe in like New Jersey or something. And they're like, I really don't like what this guy is doing and how he hurt me and took my money and then tried to fuck me over. And I'm going to actually go to the police about it. And that could start something up. And then when they come to look into this thing, do you want to be the one that's like putting your face next to Ash Mufareh's? The FBI's most wanted list? Oh, it's like the girl from OneCoin. She's the most wanted woman in the entire world right now by the FBI. Ruja! Been on the run. Because she was the Ash Mufareh of OneCoin. Do you want your face next to somebody like that? You know? As being like their best friend, their right hand, their person? I don't. I wouldn't want my face there. That's not a great place to be at all. You know? Just saying. I'm just saying. Might be someone in BC, maybe. And that's the other thing, is that that's in the US. Right? The other countries haven't done anything. They still can. It's been banned in a couple places, like Bhutan and stuff, but that doesn't mean that other things aren't going on. I believe that Hyderabad did have a case open. And I'm not really sure what's happened with that because it's different. It's harder to get information out there. But I only had the resources I wish I could afford. But things can still go on with this. This isn't over. And their celebration, like as if now they can just do whatever they want. They don't ever have to worry about anything ever again. It's like, no, I wouldn't be doing that if I were you. But, you know, you do you, boo-boo. Finally moved to pawn after 7 years. Congratulations. You moved 1 square. And then you changed your mind and you moved them back. That's how we're playing this game. Right? Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. I just wanted to come on here and show you the delusion. Okay? Because to me, that's what this is. I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone, and I say this a lot. Right? Covering cult, you really do have to keep yourself in really good mental health. Trust me. Otherwise, sometimes you'll think you're going insane. Because you'll be like, I know what's going on here. But then all these people in this cult are saying something else. And again, it is human nature to go along with the crowd than to speak up. And the first person that speaks up always gets shot in the back of the head. I would know. It's usually me. My back is full of bullet holes. Trust me. Megan has been on case. Last person who said that to me got fired from her real job. Well, that's not good. Oh, no. Oh, she has a criminal investigation ongoing on her? Awesome. Awesome. You should hit me up and give me some deets on that. And then he put it on his bookshelf because he sold his blue vases. Yes, the chessboard. Everybody misses those blue vases still, eh? I just don't, like October's coming up. I don't want the pumpkin back in. That pumpkin with his face freaks me out every year. And I swear every year he's brought it out for Halloween. I'm like, can we just go 1 year without the ash pumpkin, please? I know, I am nuts. Woohoo! Well, if being nuts means that you speak the truth about these things, then maybe I'd rather be nuts. I've been doing a lot of work on Ekankar lately. Ekankar is also my baby. I came across it randomly one day. But honestly, very similar to OnPassive and how it's led me to like Neo Life and Vibe and all these other different scams. When I was covering Love is One, and it broke off into Joy Reigns in 5D full disclosure, I ended up going down a rabbit hole where I realized that all of these like 5D cults and all of this stuff are actually all connected via a place called called the Federation of Light, the Galactic Federation of Light. And it's a really crazy cult in itself that basically runs the belief system of a bunch of other cults. And then in doing that, I somehow came across Ekankar in that group of cults that all seem to be borrowing ideas, belief systems, spiritualities from this cult. And because all of them are loosely based on the Saint Matt and the Radhahuasi cult that I can never say. Or religion, if you're Indian, I'm sorry. But there's like this really weird thing where all of these belief systems are all just plagiarized and stolen. And Ekankar is one of the only ones that has actually been called out for this by an amazing guy whose work I've been reading now for, a few years now? David C. Lane. And he has blown the whistle on how Ekankar and a few other cults have stolen the belief system from this other religion, basically whitewashed it, is what they did. They take an Indian religion, they whitewash it, they Americanize it, they turn it into hocus pocus guru stuff, and then they sell it. And oftentimes in MLMs. It's craziness. This is all craziness. It's all connected. It's insanity. All of it. It's insanity, I tell you. Pure insanity, but it's very true. And I can't stop now. Now I am going on a deep dive of Eckankar because I feel like David C. Lane did an amazing job of what he did, but then it kind of stopped. You know, he went on to go live his life. It was like, I've done my work here. Well, I'm going to go and enjoy my family, live my life, and do some other things. Eckankar is still very much a cult. I bet you if you look up on Google Maps right now, literally, you will find an Eckankar Center near you. And it is just insane to me because I've been going through the archives and I've been sent some information that is in a Google Drive. And it's just, there's a lot. There's a lot in uncovering this cult and all of the different stuff. There's scams. All right. There's fraud. There's plagiarism, as you already know. There might be sexual abuse linked. We've linked at least one person who started in Eckankar who is now a cult leader, or two people actually, who started in Eckankar and now lead other cults that have sexually assaulted men, women, maybe children. Not sure on the children. For those two anyway. I'm sure that we don't have to look far. Never really do. But it's just like, it's crazy to me because to find this information, you have to be like someone like me that spends 80 hours a week just searching for shit like this. And it's kind of scattered and all over the place. But there's story after story after story that I'm finding of people that were in this, that left, that spoke out. But it's so weird because it's like the cult that nobody's talking about. And it's probably as crazy as Scientology is. Like it has just as much lore, just as much craziness as Scientology. Except it's like nobody knows about it or something. Like it's insane. Or there's like a lot of people that are like, oh, well, it's just a really nice religion that you don't even have to change your religion in order to join it. So how can it be a cult? And it's like, no, trust me. There's actually evidence going all the way back to the 70s that is proving that this is a cult. And so I am slowly but surely gathering all of it and I'm pumping it out to you. So, there's going to be a lot more Eckankar coming out over the next few weeks. I'm probably going to be doing some streams. I found a lot of their commercials. I thought it would be fun if we went through some of those cult ads, propaganda. They have songs, just like OnPassive. They have a whole bunch of interesting characters of Shrees and Mahantas and people to look into. And I just think that it will be absolutely fascinating. And maybe very important because, like I said, David C. Lane's research kind of stops in the early 2000s. And then there's just a few people that left that are speaking out from the 2010s till now, and then me. And that's pretty much all that's spoken out about this cult since. And I'm just kind of like, hey, we can use some help over here. As I often am when I come across something like this, and I'm like, oh shit, what did I just find? But I think we can make this also like our OnPassive, where we can get to know all of these people, we can get to know all of their backgrounds, we can really look into them. And I feel like at this point, I'm wrapping up like anything that you guys would need to know about Paul Twitchell, who is the one that created this, Darwin Gross, who was supposed to be his predecessor, and Harold Klemp, who is the living Eckmaster right now. And then once we do that, which I'm almost done with it now, I'm doing, like, it will be in video form, probably, those things. Once we do that, we can have some fun. You know, we'll laugh at some of their commercials, we'll have some fun with some of their music, and we can go and kind of check out, because what's been going on this past year, weirdly enough, is people have been starting to make videos a lot more that are in the cult on YouTube. That's become a really big thing since I started covering it, and it's really weird. Maybe it was meant to be. Maybe God is testing me and sending me on a mission like Ash Mufareh. Who knows? But I think it'll just be really fascinating to get to know some people that are in this and kind of dig into it, you know? Pick up where David C. Lane left off and go, hey, yo, it may be 2025 instead of 1989, but they're still going strong. If anything, it might be even stronger now, because now we have a lot of the internet to thank for spreading cults around. So I'm really having a great time with that right now. I just wanted to let you know that that's what I've also been doing, because I think that it's very important that we unravel all of this, gather all of the evidence, like David C. Lane's work, any survivors out there. If you know someone that was in Eckankar or is in Eckankar, let me know, you know, maybe reach out to them. And, yeah, just, you know, get all of our ducks in a row. Because I plan on writing papers on all of these. I plan on using this. My channel is not just a place for me to come and entertain and make content. It never has been. It's also been a place for me to kind of compile my research, because I feel like we need more of it when it comes to cults and MLMs and these religions and etc. And I studied religion for a little bit in college, so I find it fascinating. Yes, I do. Yes, please go and check out my articles on deheck.com. I write about all of the things that you would need to know about these cults. When the OnPassive Zooms, I get on one of this infiltrate the group. You could maybe try to infiltrate it. It might be hard right now, though, because they're cranking down. Mike Ellis loves a good scam. He really does. He really does. Well, guys, I'm going to stop blabbing now. I've just basically blabbed for no reason for the entire end of this. Just because I wanted to let you know that I don't just sit here watching OnPassive. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And for going on this crazy, I don't even know what to call this. It feels like some kind of like bad dream that we've woken up out of. But I'm still happy. I still feel like, you know, this is pretty good. Pretty good. I'm glad that he has to pay back the money. I'm happy over the 8-year bar. And I also do like the fact that they are getting him to help them retrieve funds they can't retrieve. I've thought about it a lot. I hope that all of you have a fabulous, amazing weekend. Happy Friday!
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
See ya! Probably right.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I love all your faces, bye!
Friend.
We're here!
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Shining bright into the future, we rise high.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's the call.
Hey.
Friend.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. name is Ash Mufareh. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or sighing, or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. Maybe I brought her for a debate with 3-minute Ash. And another Queen of Karma asking about why don't we answer the question about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them all morning long. It's not the answer you want. But only Reverend Jim Jones. Okay. Let's go to Guyana. All right. No joke.
Alright, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune in to crazy guys talking about their experiences. My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
And I'm your friend.
Danny will be going live. Come hang out. Thank you so much, everyone. Have an awesome weekend. Bye.
Friend.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own YouTube channel. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufareh.
Stop going there. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Guyana.